Good evening and welcome. It's starting to get a little bit crisp in the air, and football season is here in full-fledged swing as we jump into Class 5A4, I believe, right? Division 5A4?
Yes, it is.
Division 5A4, the start of the epic battle between the Collinsville Cardinals and the visiting Coweta Tigers. We're here at Salee Field in Collinsville. I'm Randall Dolan, as always, sidelined by Logan Wilt. Actually, we didn't have him last night for volleyball, but I'll tell you right now that it's good to have him back for football. Logan, how you doing tonight? What are you feeling?
Doing great. I'm ready for a Cardinal victory. It's been 2 weeks. Last week, tough loss to Skiatook. Felt like, I think the team, the fans, everyone felt like we outplayed them. So for us to come away with a loss kind of hurts, but I know everyone's a little more motivated this game with district coming out. So it should be an exciting game tonight.
All right, and as we get started and we're all excited, we're going to take a quick timeout for the national anthem. All right, and with that, the goosebumps have spiked because you know it. Wherever the players are in the locker room right now, they're hearing it. It's under 6 minutes to go before we get started off, so they're doing their last pumped up. The head coaches are talking to them, and before they get out here, we heard real quick synopsis of Collinsville and Skiatook from Logan. Logan, tell me about the season as a whole, how Collinsville been, and why the record may be a little bit deceptive.
Well, coming into the season, a lot of high expectations. Some people picking Collinsville to win state this year, so a lot of pressure on them coming in versus Oologah. A lot of new players, new offensive coordinator, just a whole new system on the offensive end. So it took them about a game to get that down. They ended up losing that game, but played really well for the most part. Defensively, played solid. Now, the next week, playing Catoosa came out, and their offense, they were on fire. Seth Boomer was slinging the ball all over the field. Now, last week, Skiatook, like I said, felt like they outplayed them, didn't come away with the win. So now they're getting anxious, getting hungry for that win. More pressure added to this game coming. It's district game, so it's a lot bigger game. You can basically throw those first 3 games out of the way, being that it was not district. This is really where the season starts. All the coaches have been preparing for this.
Yeah, we have as we mentioned, district right now. Both these teams tied for district last year, so they both had one district loss. The Cardinals beat the Tigers of Coweta early on in the season, and that's the reason that they held the tiebreaker. So Coweta lost this game last year and then went on to not lose until the state playoffs. So they're looking for a little revenge tonight, especially starting off 0-2 themselves. What do you see from them, Logan?
Yeah, there was a picture going out this last week for Coweta, the district champions. So I know Coach Jones sent out a picture to the players. What more motivation do you need than this? Coweta claim a district championship after Collinsville beat them last year. This game, I think it's going to be a lot more fast-paced, throwing the ball. Coweta likes to sling it across the field. With Collinsville's defense, they stuff the run up the middle. They're really, with the linebacking core that Collinsville has, Mark Tillman, Schaefer Smith, they interchange. You have Levi Draper, Josh Arnold. Rock Robbins played linebacker last week. He might be back at defensive end. We don't know that yet. Grayson Boomer on the defensive line. Our defense is really solid.
as we mentioned, the keys to the game right now, it looks like Coweta has a real positive, just blasting offense, puts up 34 points a game, 0-2, but with up-tempo passing, the quarterback runs right up the middle. Their quarterback, Jake Northern, with 202 yards on the season, 3 touchdowns, 34-57 passing and no picks. So they look like a really well-fueled offense, but it looks like you're telling me that the Cardinal defense lines up pretty well against them as Coweta runs up the middle a whole lot for their different first downs and big plays, and that's something that the Cardinals specialize in, Logan.
Yeah, we'll have to see tonight how it's really going to be how our defensive backs come out and show out tonight with how Coweta throws the ball, and if our defensive line can get into the backfield, pressure Jake Northern, get him to get out of the pocket and kind of rush his throws. You saw last week Skiatook did a decent job at getting back to Seth Boomer and forcing him out of the pocket. Tonight, Schaefer Smith ran the ball really well last week. Tonight, we'll see if who gets the majority of the carries. If it's Mark Tillman, Schaefer Smith, whoever it is, we know they're going to go in and run hard.
Schaefer Smith last week, he's talking about 14 carries, 122 yards. You can't ask a whole lot more from that than your running back, who had to step up because we had some injuries so far in this season. What can you tell me about Blake Bird as you see him as a captain out there tonight?
Well, the initial diagnosis was an AC separation and 6 to 8 weeks. I don't know what his timeline is now, but I know he's anxious to get back on the field with him. I'm sure we'll have him towards the end of the season, going into playoffs if Collinsville can compete and get there.
And we've seen so far, again, talking the opposite side of the ball, we see the powerhouse is the offense of the Coweta Tigers so far in their first 2 games. I want to mention real quick, they haven't actually played a third game. They were lined up against Bishop Kelly last week. The Storms came in, as you know, and that was actually a non-district game, so they decided not to play it. Obviously, Collinsville could not play Skiatook, so they let that one go because it was a little bit further south of us. But so Coweta effectively had a bye week last week, even though they were prepared and ready to play that game. What do you think about the rest and how that's going to help their offense? You think that's going to be enough to and Collinsville playing a tough game? Do you think that's going to be enough to really charge their offense, or do you think they're going to lag because of the week off?
Well, Coweta's going to come in here, and depending on how hard the coaching staff pushed them this last week in practice, they're going to be really refreshed, like you said, ready to play, more anxious than they have been all season, coming off, like you said, the sort of bye week. Collinsville coming off loss to Skiatook, so hopefully that gets them fired up and gets them ready to play tonight.
And you said that Rock Robbins sent you. You've seen him around campus, I guess, this week, and he's particularly setting the tone for the Collinsville Cardinals. What did he feel after that Skiatook game? What did you say he felt?
Before the Skiatook game, he told me that he lost to Uligal his senior season. He's not going to lose to Skiatook. Well, they lost to Skiatook, so I would not want to mess with that man. He is out for blood tonight, and I'm really going to be watching that matchup tonight, seeing if he can cause some havoc.
As you know, number 44, Rock Robbins, they mentioned in Tulsa World that the defensive line as well as the linebackers led by Rock Robbins are just the real deal, the interior line of the Cardinals, and how that matches up with the running attack of Northern as he uses that to kind of run right up the middle, and they use that to kind of set up their passing game. So we'll see how that defensively lines up. As you looked up this week for kind of the preview of this game, what were you seeing a lot of the experts saying?
Well, I know Tulsa World had Collinsville picked to win. I have an app on my phone called Scordell that covers all the Oklahoma football games, and they have Collinsville picked 28-13 over Coweta. So still a lot of people giving Collinsville the respect they deserve. So hopefully they can come out here and kind of prove the doubters wrong.
And here we go, 12 minutes a quarter. There's fire in the air. The stands are full. It looks like Coweta brought their own student section as well, so it's just not quite that far. It may not be quite as packed and quite as tense as last week, but as we start district play, these two teams now, even the Tulsa World saying this week, well, Coweta did win a co-district championship. They just picked up the second slot in the state playoffs in this district. So even the Tulsa World kind of letting Coweta have a little bit more than the Cardinals willing to give them. So bragging rights on the line, the district's on the line, and how the season will begin as Coweta is now 0-2, winless, and the Collinsville Cardinals 1-2 so far in the season. So, as we mentioned, take those records, throw them out. Not because it's a rivalry game, but now we're in districts. Now it pays, and now it matters. So, we begin tonight. 12 minutes, as I mentioned, on the clock for this first quarter to start. You can see Rock Robbins on the sidelines already pacing, ready to go, trying to get himself mentally set up. You see Northern on the other side. He's warmed up. He's throwing. The quarterback versus the defense. It looks like we're going to have ourselves quite the matchup, and we're going to start off early with that matchup as the Cardinals are going to kick off to the Coweta Tigers.
So, yeah, you'll get the chance to see Jake Northern come out with the offense. Jake Ross, number 89, he's going to be a big guy to watch tonight. They have him listed as 6'8". I'm going to say he's 6'6", but a big guy, and that's going to be tough to take down. Hopefully Collinsville knows go lower, but he's going to be a key player to watch for Coweta with how they throw the ball. He'll run a lot of those short route, third downs where they can just sling it out to him, get the yards they need. And so hopefully Collinsville can contain that tonight.
And he's an athlete. We saw that in the basketball season so far, and pair that with the kind of shorter defensive backs that we have in Collinsville. So it's exciting. It's getting started. And that's the kicker, number 9, Cole Hadley, sets off, and let's get this game started. Hadley kicks it deep. Received well by Colton of the Tigers. And he's met at the 15-yard line. He's met hard by a host of Cardinals. I believe that was originally set up. That was number 18 there for the Cardinals, Tristan Castillo, really coming in and making sure that he went sideways rather than forward. So a good hit there, and the Cardinals already pinning him deep. Northern now, he'll set up, you'll see this a lot, where he'll set up, it's going to be 4 wide receivers the entire night, maybe one back. His back split off to the right there is Forn, number 13, Taz Forn. And Northern will start off with a quick rollout and a quick out to number 8, Josh Davis. And Davis is met really quickly, and a short gain for them.
Yeah, Schaefer Smith read that the whole way, stood him up. You're going to see a lot of that tonight, Coweta getting it out and letting their wide receivers do the work, get the ball out of Northern's hand quickly, knowing that the defense for the Cardinals, the linebacking core, will get back in the backfield.
Trips left now as Forn sets up in the backfield. Northern has one split out to his right. It's going to be a quick handoff, quick read to Forn. Schaefer Smith there to meet him right at the 20-yard line. So Forn spins out of one and right into Schaefer Smith's hands. So we mentioned we were going to call Schaefer Smith offensively, but right now defensively, the first 2 tackles of the game.
Yeah, that's huge. Get him some momentum going into the offensive set. And Mark Tillman might see the first carries tonight with him starting on defense. That we don't know yet. Really, they kind of just rotate off.
Got an empty backfield. Smith's blitzing right up the side, untouched, and he leads him right into big number 51. That's Jacob Harrison, met as well with number 43, I believe, Arnold, and they both meet him in the backfield for a big loss, and Northern starts off with a 3 and out.
So that's big for the Cardinals, coming out, getting a 3 and out, getting their offense back on the field to show that they can. We're having a little technical difficulties with the scoreboard.
Just shut off.
See if the offense can reward the defense for that 3 and out.
Yeah, if you see one of our cameras drop off, it's because we had to give power to the scoreboard. So we'll do the best we can with that. We try and give back. So big kick from his own goal line is the punter of the Tigers. He's going to slide kick. It's a big booming kick. Received at the 47 by Forrest. Forrest goes laterally to the right, and he's got some yards. He's got some running room. It's down to Northern, the kicker, to stop him down. So the Cardinals already pushing the ball. He's all the way down to the 25, and the Cardinals will start off very favorably. And you know what? The chain gang didn't even have to move there. They just moved for the Cardinals to get started from where the Tigers were first and 10 to begin. It looks like they're going to give Schaefer Smith the nod to start off the game. And he'll be in the backfield with Seth Boomer, and Boomer will have trips to the left and a tight end right. The lone tight end tonight, number 10, Levi Draper, is going to be starting for the Cardinals. Out, split to your right. Quick run play. Schaefer Smith is met in the backfield. That's a big tackle for a loss by number 44, Zane Davis. So a loss of 4 on the play. It's going to be 2nd down and 14 for the Cardinals. And we didn't really expect that as the Tigers really aren't very good against the run so far this season. And we'll see. It looks like they've worked pretty hard on that so far.
Yeah, their defense has kind of been a question mark, giving up a lot of points this year. I believe they gave up 49 in their first game and 52 the second. So defensively haven't been solid.
Going right back to the run is Schaefer Smith, and he's mauled right at the line of scrimmage. He may have even lost the yard there. So after favorable position, now the Cardinals are faced with a 3rd and 15, excuse me.
So we'll get to see Seth Boomer's arm now.
No gain on the play. That'll bring it 3rd down.
Something that I know all the Cardinal fans are anxious to see.
Yeah, they're checking in. Sam West checks into the game. He brings the play in. We got trips right, single off to the left. The official's calling for an equipment malfunction there on the defensive line for the Tigers. Schaefer Smith still in the backfield. And for the first time tonight, the Cardinals go tight endless. We know that was a topic of conversation with the coach in Tulsa World after last week. He thought the tight end would really bring him some big benefits. They're going to give it to Smith again. This time he gains a couple yards, but not even close to the 15 they need. So on their own 28-yard line, it's going to be 4th down and 12, and we'll see what Coach Jones decides to do here. Looks like he's going to leave his offense in, and it's going to be they're going to have to work hard to get this one. Justin Collins checking into the game for the Cardinals, number 21, and he'll bring in the play.
And this is, I think, his first varsity minutes on the for sure on the first possession.
We've seen a few quick kicks here from the Cardinals and wonder if they're doing the same thing. It looks like they're back up to pass. Boomer's in trouble immediately, but he eludes the defenders and runs out of bounds. He runs out of bounds for actually a loss of a couple yards, so it would have been better if he'd have just thrown that ball away. But now the Coweta Tigers defensively, uncharacteristically with the big stand there, and they take over the ball at the 32, it looks like. Their own 32, so the best field position they've had for the game. So both teams forcing a 3-and-out and really just pushing the opposing team backwards we've seen so far in this first exchange.
Yeah, we'll get to see if this defense can have another stand.
Northern sets up. It's going to be a zone read to Thorne. Thorne's met in the backfield again. That's number 10, Levi Draper, and he's all over the place right now because if Northern would have held onto that ball, he'd have been he'd have been hit for a pretty big loss. So Taz Thorne now, it looks like he's able to gain 2 yards, so 2nd down and 8. Northern sets back to pass. Looks like he's going to go the quick in route. It's bobbled up in the air, deflected up in the air, and I don't think that would have made it anyway as Draper was right in number 10, Corden Harrington's face. He's also a favorite target of Northern. So that's 3rd down and long, 3rd and 8 right now for the Coweta Tigers, and we really haven't seen what we expected to see so far in this game, Logan.
So you already see Collinsville coming out running the ball and Coweta coming out, and they're kind of playing more balance, and a fumble there.
A big fumble off a big hit.
And Jake Harrison picks it up.
That's picked up by big 51, Jake Harrison, and I tell you, he was heading for the end zone.
Yeah, I know.
Nothing was going to slow him down except for that little guy hitting him in the kneecap.
I know the coaches are probably not excited about him picking up the ball and taking off. They probably wanted him just to dive on it.
And you mentioned Rock Robbins. He hit Northern about 10. He had 3 seconds to hold the ball before Rock Robbins was in the back and popped him, and that made the ball loose. The first turnover of the game happens deep in the Tiger territory, but their defense held up the first time. We'll see what they can do now. Looks like we have a little pro set now for the Cardinals. Boomer with the fullback and tight end, and they're going to stick with the run of Smith, but Smith again stuffed up the middle. That's number 33, Bear Hughes, with a big stop. Looks like the Tigers have really focused on their run defense coming into this game.
Yeah, they probably watched a lot of film, seeing Collinsville have success running the ball last week, and so that's probably what they really prepared for, kind of daring the Collinsville coaching staff to throw the ball.
And you could tell Coach Jones, his real game plan was to run, run, run. So they're going to stick with that pro set, one tight end left. And it's going to be a toss sweep this time, trying to get outside with Smith. Smith makes a move, but he's not able to get around number 4, number 4, Addington was out there to stuff him, and the Cardinals are going to continue to go backwards as now they face a 3rd and 11. 3rd down and 12, excuse me.
So last time Collinsville got a chance to throw, you saw Coweta's defense get in the backfield real early. No chance for Boomer to even have time to find someone. So we'll see if they bring the house this time. Still with the 2 wide tight ends.
Rock Robbins checks in on your left side tight end. Looks like they're going to full protect. And Boomer's going to get out, and he's going to run. He's going to try and run for it. Big move by Seth Boomer, and he's going to make it all the way to the end zone, except for, I believe they're going to say he stepped out at the 3-yard line. So the official calling it, the sideline official says he steps out at the 3-yard line, but a big run by Boomer, and that's something we expected Northern to do, but Boomer's shown that a few times this season, but we haven't seen that as a consistent play set.
And I don't think Rock Robbins knew that Boomer took off, and Boomer made that Coweta defender look like he was standing in concrete.
Yeah, McManus didn't really stand much a chance. Boomer just put one wiggle move, and I bet he was just happy not to fall over. Quick exchange. Schaefer Smith's driving, and it looks like he's going to be in for the touchdown. So the Cardinals do get it done on a run, and an unexpected run right there, as it was nobody was spying on Boomer, and he may be able to do that all night long.
Yeah, depending on how much heat they bring. You saw the pocket collapse. He took a smart move getting up the middle, and next time he might have Rock Robbins blocking for him, and he can get all the way to the end zone.
How important was it for them to score there after that first golden opportunity was kind of lost?
That's really big. As you see, Collinsville, I know the fans were getting frustrated with how the play calling. I saw some of the student section members not very happy, but for a big play there on a pass play that took off in a run, if you don't spy Boomer, he has legs, and he will take off and run with them. I don't think a lot of people respect that.
Yeah, we've seen Boomer again, the athleticism in the basketball season, and people were wondering if they'd see it translate a little bit more to that quarterback position that he's now filled, and we've seen him take off for a few good runs versus Oologah, and we've seen a few times in the season where he's able to, if you're not watching him close, he's able to take off and really have some impact plays.
Yeah, and you might look later in this game, they might spy on Boomer, and that will take an extra defender out of the play, and he's good enough where he can sit back there and he can find those receivers.
I really wouldn't be surprised if you're Coach Jones if he kind of dials up a few quarterback runs after like a little quarterback draw or something like that based on the success of that. You think he's got that in his wheelhouse?
Yeah, he might. You never know. The whole new offense this year, and we don't know if he's been kind of plain vanilla in the play calling or if he's been laying it all out on the line.
Hadley with a short kick this time into number 11, Calico. And Calico with a pretty good return. He's stuffed by Tyler Fanning right there on the sideline. So he picks that up at the 20, and he's able to have a 20-yard return himself. And the Tigers will have their best start so far at the night at their own 42-yard line. Northern now with his third offensive set, and like you said, we expected this Coweta team to come in and hang about 30, 35 is what they're averaging every game. And so far we've seen a lot of kind of disconnection between him and his receivers, and Northern so far hasn't been able to get in the rhythm. 3 straight 3-and-outs.
Looks like Roberts is blitzing off this left side.
They ran just to the opposite side with Thorne, but another fumble. And that's recovered by the offensive line of the Tigers, number 72. Grayson Snyder hops on that one. So little fumble problems right now for the Coweta Tigers. That's Thorne, and he's going to check out of the game after that quick fumble. Checking in for him is number 32. Micah Thomas is now in the backfield. Northern looking to throw. He eludes one defender and eludes another. And Northern comes through and runs after he's flushed out of the pocket. He just eludes Josh Arnold, who you can tell is kind of standing there spying him.
Yeah, you can see that he's a little farther up than you would be if you were back in coverage.
And a 3rd down and 2. We'll see what the Tigers have and see if the Cardinals can keep them from getting their first down of the night. Northern looks to the right, slings it out for the running back. The Tigers are all out there ready to stuff him. That's number 24 out there early. Marcus Tillman coming from moving really well laterally out and having a good open field tackle to stuff the Tigers. And now they're going to go for it on 4th down and 3.
They're in a hurry up. We'll see if they have a little quick punt in mind or if they're going to swing it out to this right side, and they do.
It's a quick pass up to Ross, and Ross is just a bit too tall, and he's dragging players right now as he's fighting for more and more yards. Just a bit too tall for Tyler Forrest, and we wondered if that would kind of come into play at some point.
Yeah, and that's where I talked about earlier. Is he's always in your back pocket on these 3rd and short, and you see they're a 4th and short, so they're going to have to really make sure they key in on him when it comes down to those short routes.
And some good coverage there, but again, he hit him as soon as he caught it. But that's a big gain for the Tigers. They pick up their first down, and they're at the 39-yard line of the Cardinals. Cardinals blitzing now. Northern rushing on his own. And again, we mentioned he's a good runner, really good open field tackle out there by Erickson, but not before Northern picks up 15 yards, and he cut straight up the middle after I don't know if that was a quarterback draw or the pass play just failed, and he knows he didn't have much time back there before the Cardinal defenders are in his face.
And that's the threat that Northern possesses. When he does get pressured, if you want to bring the heat on him, he will take off and run, and you see they don't spy him there, and he gets a big gain there.
Yeah, we mentioned it looked like Marcus Tillman was spying him before and wasn't spying him quite on that play. Quick toss out to Forn. Forn trying to get laterally. The Cardinals out there. That's number 6 initially, but number 2, Brandon Lowe, with a good hit on the outside, keeping him from converting. But a big hold is going to knock the Tigers back another 10 yards. And so that play, even with him getting negative yardage, I believe Coach Jones is going to take those 10 yards back and see if he can't set the Tigers up in a hold. Trying to figure out if they want to accept it or not. I believe they said 3 different times they wanted to accept it, and the officials are pacing off the 10 yards for the penalty. It's pretty easy when they were at the 30, or 25, excuse me. You just move it to the 35, and we got 1st and 20.
An update on a score in our district. Tahlequah takes the lead 7-0 over East Central.
Northern sets back to pass. A little bit of movement on the offensive line. It's not called. Northern slings it down the middle for Ross. I don't know if Ross just didn't think it was coming or what.
Couldn't
but
find it.
Yeah, he didn't pick his hands up at all, and I don't think he was going to get to it anyway. So that's a little bit of the place where you saw Ulaga try and have some success throwing it kind of down the middle to a taller receiver. Some of these shorter DBs for the Cardinals are not able to get in there and stop somebody like Ross from picking up big yardage. 2nd down and 20 for the Cardinals. Northern sets back to pass, and he's looking to run pretty quick, but he stops and slings it way too high for a wide open number 83, Tristan Knowlton.
Looks like there was some miscommunication between Tyler Forrest and Brett Erickson. They both had the same guy, and that wide receiver was able to break wide open over the middle.
It looked like it's a late pick move out there by the wide receivers. You may call it a pick move. One's going for the corner, one's going for the post. And so they were kind of practicing some of that in their warm-ups a little bit. So you're able to see how that can affect negatively if you're playing a zone and different things like that. Northern now facing 3rd and 20, and he's going to drop back to pass. We'll see if the Cardinals can get to him. He goes back to the same exact play, and it looked like it was broken up really well by Tyler Forrest, but they're saying he got to him just a bit too early, and he's going to pick up the pass interference as Knowlton put his hands up for it. And Forrest, I thought he was going for the ball, but they're saying he hit Knowlton too soon, and that's going to lead to a 1st down, automatic 1st down, even though it's a 15-yard penalty. I believe it is an automatic 1st down. So 15 yards will now be assessed for the Tigers, and I believe, I'm almost certain it's an automatic 1st down, but I haven't seen a signal from the official yet.
It'll be automatic
there we go.
1st down.
Yep. No, he's saying it's a replay 3rd down. So they replay the down. So that's what I was waiting for. It's kind of weird. I thought it was automatic 1st down.
Yeah, I believe I thought all the pass interference calls were.
So 3rd down and 4 now for the Tigers. And they're back to pass again. A blitz coming from the outside. Northern tries to throw it, but he's sacked again, and that's big number 73, Bradley Smith, who's holding on to Northern's throwing arm, and he's going to keep him from trying to get up to Ross. So a good tackle there and way to hold on by Smith. And that brings 4th and 9, I believe, 8 for the Tigers, and they're going to go with a wide open 5-wide set. We haven't seen a lot of punts so far in this game, except we've only seen one from the Tigers backed up. Looks like it's going to be a screen out to Knowlton. He's got some yards to go, and he's going to be tackled well short as Rock Robbins again sets up, and number 11, Brett Erickson, both combined to stuff them deep in their zone and give the ball back to the Cardinal offense.
So another big stop by the defense, and the offense rewarded them last time. We'll see if they can march down the field this time.
And want to mention real quick, the Cardinals' first 2 possessions started on the 25 of the Tigers. So right now they're starting on the 19, their own 19. So here's going to be the biggest drive that the Cardinals have to face so far in this game by a long shot. Cardinals come back out. They're going to run one back set. Boomer's going to come under center. Twins left with a tight end to the left. And the Cardinals stick with their run plan. Having nowhere to go, I believe that's Schaefer Smith, and he's going to lose a yard. So the Cardinals really expected to come in here and run all over this Tiger defense. And the defense is really, you could tell they've stacked the box now. The linebackers are leaned forward. It's 7 men in the box every single time, especially against that tight end. And you've seen some good run defense so far for the Tigers. Just under 2 minutes left to go in this first quarter. Boomer's going to go under center again with the tight end to the left. Trips to the right this time. And Smith in the backfield. Another quick run and another hit in the backfield. As that's number 50, Tucker Meredith. And he slows down, and another loss of a yard. 3rd down and 12 for the Cardinals. So no running so far for the Cardinals. In fact, they've gone backwards on every run play except for Boomer.
But as the game goes on and they continue with this running game, that's when you're going to get the defensive backs for Coweta sucked up, and then you'll see a big pass play.
Well, you're going to need a big pass play here on 3rd down and 12. Boomer's going to be set up with no back in the backfield.
Look how loud.
5 wide set. It's a quick sweep run out here. That's number 13 for the Cardinals, Sam West. And he's going to be well short of the first down. That's number 33. That's Hayden West. I'm sorry, not 13, Sam West. So got my West switched up. The Cardinals are going to go for it here on 4th down and 7 with just under a minute left to go in this first half, and it looks like it is going to be a quick kick from Boomer. And with nobody back there, the Tigers are forced to let it bounce and roll, and a good bounce there for the Cardinals. The Tigers will take over on their own 44-yard line. You call it 44? 44-yard line. And some good field position now for the Tigers. And what are you seeing so far right now from the Cardinals? What's really stymieing their run push?
Well, it seems like Coweta's really loading the box and really bringing a lot of pressure. You saw even on that 3rd down, they had everyone on the line. I didn't see anyone deep. They're really daring the Cardinals to throw the ball.
And we've seen the Cardinals throw the ball late for some big explosive plays, but really they like to stick with their run game in the first half. We'll see how that unfolds and what Coach Jones wants to do moving forward. Northern now in the shotgun. Quick out to number 8, and he's got a good block. One good block on the outside on Erickson. And I'll tell you, if it wasn't for the speed of Marcus Tillman, the linebacker, getting all the way out there to stop Davis, he'd have gone for an easy touchdown. So a big block on both defensive backs out there by the Coweta Tigers, and that sends Davis all the way up the sideline down to the 24-yard line of the Cardinals. And the Cardinal defense now back on their heels again with 23 seconds left to go in this first quarter. Northern's going to run it. He tries to get outside. He's met by number 25, Schaefer Smith, but he's able to drag Smith for a 2-yard gain there. And I believe that's going to be the last play of this first quarter, unless they start moving a lot faster. So We'll be back to recap this first quarter. So far, the Collinsville Cardinals home team up 7-0 on the legs of Seth Boomer and one big push from Schaefer Smith. We're going to get a commercial break. We'll be back right after this.
Spartan College of Aeronautics and Technology's flight program is designed to get you flying in your first week. You can spend less time in lectures and more time practicing what you've learned, so you could be certified in only 12 months. Also, our degree graduates are able to go for their ATP certification with reduced flight hours. Train for a career as a cargo, corporate, or airline pilot. For more information on starting an exciting new career, go to spartan.edu.
And we're back. Logan, it's 7-0. The Cardinals up front, but if you look at the stands and kind of some of the body work of both these teams, you see the Cardinals feel like they should probably be an even game so far. What are you seeing so far by both these teams?
Well, Collinsville so far offensively just running the ball. They've tried a couple pass plays, can't get any protection back there, but that is due to the fact that Coweta is bringing the house almost every time on the field. They're really loading the box. And defensively for the Cardinals against Coweta, they've done a really good job, other than they've let Northern get a little too comfortable back there, finding the gaps to take off and run. And we'll see if they as this game progresses, if they start to spy on Northern.
We've seen some not two receiver sets. We've seen 2 turnovers so far by the Tigers on their run plays, and that's really set up the Cardinals 7 points. We'll see if they can get one now back up to their own 20, 2nd down and 8. It's supposed to be a quick run play, but it ends up being a pass play on a little sweep out to number 36 of the Tigers, Cole Shannon, but he's met very quickly out there by Cole for the Cardinals. That's going to bring up 3rd down and 6 for the Collinsville Cardinals on their own 20-yard line. Northern sets up. One back in the backfield. Trips left. It looks like he's going to Ross early and quick, and it's just too low. Ross isn't able to turn around and find it. So we're going to be with 4th down and 7. And if memory serves us well, nobody punts in this game unless it's a quick kick or you're on your own goal line. And they're on the 20 right now. So I don't believe Coweta believes in their kicker enough to try an attempt here. The coaches are really taking their time getting the play in, but they're going to go 4 wide set here on 4th down and 6, and we'll see if the Cardinals can come up with another big stop and maintain their shutout. Northern looks right, looks left. A big catch by Ross, but I think he dropped it. No, he got it. So a big catch, a big throw and catch by Ross. He's tackled by Lowe. And again, we mentioned Ross is being listed as 6'8". He's probably about 6'6", but going up against Lowe, who's listed as 5'8". So we've got just able to throw it up, and that's going to be 1st and goal from the 6-yard line of Coweta. Northern up the middle, and he's met quickly. He's going to lose, I believe he's going to lose a yard there as he tries to take it up the middle himself, and it's no good.
Like he was stuck by Harrison and Robbins for the Cardinals. Awesome going on the play. Bring up 2nd down.
Northern now in the back set. And the ball's low. It's a low. Northern finds it. He picks it up. So another error for the Tigers as that ball comes in at Northern's ankles. And now they're back to the 20-yard line. It's going to be 3rd down and 20. Another huge break and another big mistake. A huge break for the Cardinals. Another big mistake for the Tigers.
Yeah, and Coweta really having trouble holding on to that ball. And that's really helped out the Cardinals the way that they've moved the ball this possession.
So now a 3rd down and 20, and Northern's got some work to do as the Cardinals are back in his grill most of the time with just bringing 3 guys. Early movement, a just quick toss out. It's going to be a pass back to Northern, and Northern's going to take off, and he's going to try and run it. So some fancy-dancy moves there, and that's going to be a touchdown pass from Brandon Calico. So he plays quarterback. He's listed as a quarterback. So a big quick out pass from Northern, and it was obviously behind the line of scrimmage, or not behind the line of scrimmage, a backward pass into Calico, and Calico throws it back into Northern.
Yeah.
So we have ourselves an interesting little razzle-dazzle in order to get that 3rd down and 20 in Northern with some good running room.
And now you see a little trickery here.
Looks like they're going for 2. Northern throws it up for Ross. Ross puts one hand out there, and he almost brings it in, but he doesn't. So the Cardinals maintain their lead with 10 minutes left to go. And I'll tell you, there wasn't even a kicker out there. So I don't know if they're going to swing and gate the entire time or what they're going to do, but no kicker out there for the Tigers. We'll see if that decision to go for 2 right there ends up biting them as they move forward in the game.
Yeah, that maybe I feel like Coweta doesn't have enough confidence in their defense to have the kicker come out there and kick the extra point. Or maybe it's just he doesn't have confidence in the kicker the way.
Maybe a kicker holder. That we've seen the center have some problems for the Tigers so far tonight.
So we'll see if the Collinsville offense can come back out here and put together a good drive, see if the playbook opens up a little bit.
And now that you see Coweta's offense kind of pick up and kind of build and kind of do different things here in the second quarter, what are you seeing from their offense that's giving some of the Cardinals a little bit of fits?
I just think for Collinsville, they've been running the ball a lot, and hopefully you'll get to see them start opening the playbook. And for Coweta, they've really got Ross involved, doing a good job at getting him involved. Short pass plays, long pass plays, anything they can do.
We have an onside kick here, and it's fielded well as a fair catch, but I believe the officials blew the whistle immediately. So I don't know if there was a timeout or maybe the head official was not in the correct place. But it was fair caught, so you could tell by Schaefer Smith. So you could tell that they were kind of prepared for that coming into the game. But I don't know what exactly happened here. It's the scoreboard malfunction again. So I believe right before the kick, or as soon as the kick happened, the scoreboard shut off, and the official's going to go down, and they're going to see if they can figure out what exactly happened for all these people. So looks like we're probably taking up way too much power. Scoreboard's back on. I don't know if it's a glitch or not, but we'll see if we can't get that fixed. And I think they're happy with the scoreboard right now. I can tell you with 10:05 left to go in this first half, it's 7-6. And I can tell by the stance of the Tigers, they're not trying to kick it deep at all. That's number 22, Jake Hunter Holmes there. He's a wide receiver. And, yeah, he's kicking it short again. So a fair catch by Schaefer Smith. He's able to make it pretty easy. And that's going to be good, favorable field position for the Cardinal offense. And we'll see if they can get something going here. What do you think Coach Jones is going to do? You think he's going to adapt and maybe throw a little bit of passes, or do you think he's going to stick with this run game because he's seen a little bit of success here or just adjust how they run to pack the box?
It just all depends. I don't know. If it was me, I'd probably start throwing some quick out routes, getting some good short yardage, and then that might open up the run game. Or they might come out here and looks like they're having trouble, but they might come out here and still stick to the run, see if they can feel them out one more time.
West, so the quick out, just like you said, and now West is moving, and he takes a big hit, but he pops right back up, and that's number 33, Hayden West, with some big offensive power there for the Cardinals. Haven't seen that much tonight, but a first down and 10 there as he picks up 12 yards. So a quick out, good blocking out here by the wide receivers. It's designed out, and a big, I guess you'd call it a little bubble screen there, a little step back screen for West. Boomer sets back. He's still going to be in the shotgun. Looks West direction. We got some motion in the backfield. It's going to be a quick sweep out to Erickson. Erickson picks up a big block by Smith, and he turns the Jets on, and there's only one person who can catch him, and he's not going to catch him. So just like that, the Cardinals, whose offense has been kind of lagging, hits one run play and one big sweep by Erickson, and Erickson goes 50 yards. There is a flag on the play, but I believe it's against the – no, it's going to be holding against the Cardinals. So they're coming all the way back. I don't know exactly who they called. I saw a big block there by Schaefer Smith, but I think they're going to get Tyler Forrest. Yeah, they're signaling Tyler Forrest on the hold out there. the wide receiver holds. So that big touchdown and big momentum and everything that was exciting there now comes back, and they're going to face a first down and 20. So we've seen kind of mental errors by both teams on this. We had a fumbled snap, 2 fumbles by the Tigers, and now a big hold brings back a 50-yard gain for the Cardinals.
And so right when Collinsville kind of gets some hope again on the offensive side of the ball, it gets all brought back.
First down and 20, 9:49 left to go in this first half. And the Cardinals come out trips right. It's the same set they had with success with that quick out. We'll see if the Tigers, looks like the Tigers are real quick up to get up there. And they try to do a screen the opposite way into Erickson. And it's just off your shoulder pads. I can tell Erickson was looking up the field because he saw open field and didn't quite secure that. They teach you in the original, the first day of practice, catch the ball, watch it into your arm. Catch the ball, watch it into your arm. And when you get just a little bit too excited, now he's coming into the middle of the field, so there's a lot of linebackers coming out there licking their chops thinking they're going to get a big hit. And unfortunately, now it's second down and 22 for the Cardinals. Boomer puts Erickson in motion. And it's going to be a quick run into Smith. And you've seen some of the pass plays have been pretty successful because they have stacked the box with 8, sometimes seven, sometimes 8 people in the box for the Tigers. And they're able to stop him with a 3-yard gain. It's going to be third down and 19 for the Cardinals.
And I feel like the game plan coming in this game was to run the ball, and they're going to stick to that game plan, try and see if any holes open up. But it's third and 19 now, so you almost have to go to your arm.
Well, yeah, and with an offensive coordinator, when you're facing second down and 22, sometimes you think those little draw plays are going to work real well for you. Good pickup by Schaefer Smith. Boomer throws it, but it looks like miscommunication there with Erickson, as Erickson he stopped on his route, and I don't know if he was going to run into the guy or what, but Boomer threw it up expecting him to continue to run, and it doesn't look like Erickson was on the same page. I think he thought it was going to be a stop route. They're up here talking right now as to what happened there. Boomer was licking his chops thinking he had a touchdown pass, and Erickson stutter-stepped. So they'll figure that out. They'll iron that out, and for right now, the Cardinals on to punt. Just the third punt of the game. I guess the other one was a quick kick.
So
as we've seen a lot of people going for it in fourth.
So a drive that was expected to have a touch or had a touchdown get brought back, and they'll have the ball where about the 29-yard line.
So just some mental mistakes right now hurting both teams and have led to touchdowns by both teams. And really the only touchdown that was on a good drive came from the Coweta Tigers, and they had to do a little razzle-dazzle with a double pass to the quarterback, Northern, and he had to make 2 people miss in order to score. So a big defensive battle right now for both these teams, as we expected that from the Cardinals, but Coweta, they really rely on their offense, and they'll need to get that motor running. Try to hand off another fumble.
Has it, and I think Harrison has his second fumble recovery.
He knows where to be. You call that the nose for the football. Well, actually, no. It looks like Harrison wasn't able to get on it.
I thought he had it. I think he had it.
Yeah, he just wrestled out of his arm. He's kind of moving his arm a little bit funny right now. I believe one of the Tigers was able to wring it out of his arm there. But a loss of 2 on a bad exchange there between Northern and his running back, Forn. Northern back to pass now. He's looking, shuffles left. Throws deep for a wide open number 83. That's Tristan Knowlton, and he's had that little post all day long as Erickson was watching the backfield, and Knowlton was able to get 2 steps on him. A great pass there by Northern, and that's going to lead to a big play by the Coweta Tigers, a 60-yard gain there as they pick up their first lead of the game, and they're up 12-7. And it looks like they do have a kicker. Their coach is going to pull their kicker on now and let him attempt this extra point.
Holmes attempting the point after.
So Northern had to move around a whole lot to make that happen and gave Knowlton just enough time to slip past Erickson. And it looks like they missed the extra point. Oh, no, it is good, man. That was right over that right upright. I really thought he missed it. They had to figure that one out. So 13-7, the Tigers pick up their first lead of the game on big plays. And tell me how big plays have really harmed the Cardinals' defense so far this season.
Well, versus Uligal, they had a big play right up the middle for a touchdown. They had another opening kickoff. Despain ran it down to about the 5-yard line, and then Despain had a touchdown catch. So 3 big plays in Uligal. Then you go to the Catoosa game where Collinsville really limited the big plays. And then the Skiatook game where they were able to they played pretty solid for the most part, other than a deep pass to Shea Gardner, and he was able to score on that. So kind of in the losses, they've had trouble maintaining the big plays.
Yeah, we have that's kind of been the story of their defense. The hold, negative yards, one big play, one missed tackle, and you end up having a touchdown like that. So unfortunate there for the Cardinals, and positive plays there for the Tigers. We've seen a lot of kind of, I won't say sloppy play from both teams, but a lot of just mental errors, we call that, as there was another fumble by the Tigers there, and they've had a lot of fumbles. Quick onside kick, and the Cardinals are going to have to get on it. There's a big collision between 2 Cardinal players, but it was recovered, and with his head on the swivel and right where he needed to be, Holt Gansel was able to pick that up off a just kind of blooper onside kick there by the Cardinals, and their front line wasn't able to get to it, and Gansel ran up as hard as he could, and he dove on it. So
it looks like Coweta's really pulling everything out of the book for this game. District play, they've got to go 1-0, start off the season really.
We'll see how the Cardinals answer on their own drive, as they've had some offensive struggles so far tonight, and they've had some mental lapses. A touchdown was called back there by a hold on the outside, and another not another touchdown. They've had a few penalties knocked them back a few times now, and that's kind of hurt the Cardinals. Smith sets up. He motions out. Big pass there. Good catch right there by West. Big pass by Boomer, Great catch there by West over his shoulder, and there's no way he could have seen that ball because Colton was right in his face. As West is able to haul that one in for a big gain, and you see the Cardinals immediately answer as they're now at the 38-yard line for the Tigers. Looks like the Cardinals are now kind of adjusting their offensive sets a little bit. They're not going with any tight ends. They're going, I say that, and then now Levi Draper checks back into the game. But they've been throwing in the past couple times, and now they're trying to let Shaper Smith get on the ball, and he fumbles it. So Shaper Smith looks like he's going to have a big hole, and he fumbles. So now the back and forth is now going in the favor of the Coweta Tigers as Shaper Smith fumbles the ball right there, and the Tigers pick it back up on the 30-yard line. So a big break for the Tigers with 7 minutes left to go in this first half.
So you see a big play by Collinsville. They come back to the run game, and another fumble, and that really is affecting the Cardinals. Big plays for Coweta.
Northern sets up in a 4-wide set, trips to the right, single back to the left, and I'll be surprised if they just don't go for a big pass here. But throw short to Knowlton, trying to get some yards, trying to establish a drive there. Usually on a turnover like that, when you got all the momentum, you'll just throw it up to your big man Ross, or you'll kind of let Knowlton do it. But right now they're playing a little mental game between Knowlton and Erickson, where they'll let him run real fast and cut back, and then they'll run those posts. So Knowlton really been the player right now. Knowlton and Ross, the 2 players right now for the Tigers. Looks like Northern's going to try and run it himself, and he's able to pick up some positive yardage after being hit in the backfield by Harrison. And Harrison, really the nose tackle, has been playing pretty well so far this game, and as far as defending the run.
Yeah, he's done a good job getting back in the backfield, causing havoc. Had that fumble recovery and what we thought was another fumble recovery, but hopefully the Cardinal defense can get a stop here and get the offense back on the field.
3rd down and 7 now for the Tigers. Northern steps back. He's going to look to throw quick, but now he's looking to run, and it looks like Harrison again hits him as he throws. So it's 2 guys there. Draper goes and hits Northern right in his face, but Harrison was trying to chase him down. You could tell Northern felt the man breathing on him, and that's going to bring up a big stop and a much-needed stop by the Cardinals, and Northern's going to set back to punt for the Tigers.
Back deep for the Cardinals at Forrest.
Forrest on to pick up. Northern last time with a pretty big booming kick And you have the spread, the base defense here by the Cardinals. They don't want to let anything past them, so they're just leaving their defense in. And kind of a rugby-style kick and good bounce there by the Tigers. And the Cardinals, again, they elected just to kind of go for the hold-up, and that's going to make them pay as it goes all the way down to the 20-yard line. But the Cardinals now, who just had a big pass play and just an unfortunate fumble there by Smith, and they're going to give Smith another shot, I think, at this, and they're going to let him try and rumble, bumble, and stumble up the field to try and get some positive yards on the night.
Yeah, and so far for the Cardinal offense, you saw them really struggle with the run game, and when they've thrown the ball, they've had a little bit of success. The last possession you saw to Hayden West, a good throw, good catch, but we'll see what they decide to do here if they elect to go back to the run game and trust Schaefer Smith.
They're running a seven men in the box every single time, and the safeties are both creeped up. So it's really a lot of hard play in the box, and the Cardinals recognize that. They're going to get it out to Lowe, and Lowe's trying to get outside, just can't get outside of number 33 for the Tigers. He set a pretty good edge there. That's Bear Hughes, and only a gain of 2 there for Lowe. So good movement there by the Cardinals, but just one player shy of having another big run, as we've seen that work successfully there, but except for the hold for the Cardinals. Boomer sets into his offense. They're going to run trips to the left this time. Schaefer Smith is going to be in the backfield, and you got the tight end set right. I believe that's Rock Robbins. Boomer under center. They're going to run behind Robbins, and really a good defensive play there. That's number 77, Garrett Taylor, as he just drove back the guard there on that play. And I think you're going to have to watch as Taylor put his hands right in the throat of the guard there for the Cardinals and drove him back right into Schaefer Smith right there. 3rd down and 5 now for the Cardinals, as they really had a good defensive stand and need to give their defense a little bit of rest as we got 5 minutes left to go, and you really need to pick up this first down as Boomer sets up in the backfield and shotgun. Smith right next to him. Twins out to the right. Boomer gets heat on him early. He's able to elude the first tackler, but he just can't elude number 50 for the Tigers. That's another sack by Tucker Meredith, another big play. And Boomer, like I said, he eludes the first one pretty easy. It looked like he was going to just walk to the first down. And Meredith is able to just keep a paw on him and drag him down. So the Cardinals not able to generate much offense so far here in this first half. They're going to have to punt.
And so Collinsville coaching staff sticking with the running game. And right now it hasn't been paying off, but we'll see later in the game if Coweta continues to load that box, if Collinsville can find some gaps.
Good punt there for the Tigers. It's going to have to be fair caught, and he just barely fair caught it by Colton. So a good punt there, and that's going to kind of shift the field. It's the 45-yard line, and if you're feeling the air right now, you're feeling kind of the air out of the fans here of the Cardinals, these hometown fans. Still just a 6-point game. What's kind of contributed to some of that air being let out of this field here?
Well, I think a lot of the fans are frustrated with the running game. I know the student section is. You can hear it the whole time. But they just have to have confidence in the coaching staff. They know what they're doing. They're down there for a reason. They've taken this team to state 2 years in a row. So you just got to trust in them.
And you know they trust their defense right now as Northern goes for no yards immediately. And every run play really Coweta's designed hasn't done anything. They've only got one big play, as we mentioned. Two big plays really. One was a pass interference. But 2 big plays are the difference in this game for both teams. Northern sets back. He's got trips to the left. Looking to go deep. He goes to number 10. And a good, Lowe just gets juked. And number 10 out there, that's Colton Harrington. He's able to fight through Lowe's tackle, and Lowe just about had him all the way to the ground. Thought he had a little bit of help coming as Fielder was moving out there. And Corden not Fielder, that's Cole was moving out there and trying to help him out. And another big play makes it 19-7 as the Tigers with just a quick throw or a good out throw and a good move against a tough defender there for the touchdown. Holmes, who barely made the last point after, just over the right upright. He's going to attempt this one. And that one's up and in and good easily for the Tigers. So they take a 20-7 lead with 3:42 to go in this first half. And again, we mentioned the big plays, Logan. What is that really doing to the Cardinals tonight?
Well, so far that's the only time they've ever scored was on their big plays. You had that trick play to the right where they threw it left and then threw it back to the quarterback. Northern was ever to take in. Then you see that play there. They've been calling it all tonight. Really opened up the playbook, and it's been paying off for them.
As you look at this Cardinals team, you talk about the expectations. You talk about what they want to do. Now, who's going to step up? Who do you look to right now to step up for this Cardinal offense, trying to get something going for this team?
Well, I see Boomer stepping up. I know they really haven't given him a chance, but I believe once they give him the chance, he'll start leading this offense.
You've seen Boomer with a little bit of miscommunication on some potential big plays. They've had some big plays so far, and we'll see if this is another kind of blooping kick by the Tigers, as that's all they've done so far in their kickoffs. It looks like it's going to be a kind of a deep kick, but it's going to be fielded there by, I believe that's 24, number 24 for the Tigers. It's Marcus Tillman. And they whistled him dead immediately. I don't really know why. Maybe they said he called a fair catch or something like that.
I think that's what they called, is that he signaled a fair catch.
Well, he sure didn't think he did, as he just picked it up and started. He was moving forward. But anyway, the Cardinals will start off just inside their own 30-yard line. 3:39 left to go in this first half. Down by 13 points, I believe. My math was way off last night, so I believe that's 13 points, if I can do it right. And somebody needs to give a spark to this Cardinal team, and you're looking for Boomer to do it.
Looks like they have Draper in at tight end on the near side.
They're going to give Shaper Smith the ball again, and Shaper Smith with some good hard running. And I'll tell you, Shaper Smith, he's getting hit in the backfield every single time. It's kind of like when Marshawn Lynch doesn't go for great yards, you know he gets hit in the backfield pretty quick. You know, different players like that, different frustrating things for a running back. All he wants to do is pick up some yards. He had one kind of opening and one quick little mistake from him. But you see a good run there as he's able to drag a few defenders for 4-yard gain. Going right back to the run. Shaper Smith breaks it wide open but just stumbles. But that's going to be enough for a first down. So a big run there. The Cardinals find something right up the middle. And I'll tell you, if they can keep this momentum going with a little bit of a positive runs, as Shaper Smith's going to step out, and Tillman's going to take his first snaps of the game tonight at running back. First down and 10, but if you're going to try and run and you're getting 3 yards a carry, time is now going to be against you as there's 3 minutes left to go in this first half. Tillman sets up behind. Boomer's going to be under center, and they're going to try the same play again, but it looks like Tillman's going to drag people, and he's going to drag them. The Coweta coaches are all the way at the numbers. They're on the field saying there was a fumble, and they recovered. All the Coweta coaches are on the field right now. And I wonder if that official's feeling kind of crowded, as the entire Coweta staff is on the field. They've been out there the entire game. So the defensive coordinators you're going to have to watch that as we move forward in this game. It's not really distracting necessarily, but as the officials, you have to be able to have that clear movement, clear rite of passage there. Collinsville calls their first timeout of the half, 2nd down and 9 to go with 2 minutes and 11 seconds left to go in this first half.
Yeah, so now Coach Jones must not have liked what they had been calling, saw something. Maybe Coweta had the box loaded too much. I know a lot of fans are getting frustrated right now. You can just hear it outside. But we'll see if Collinsville, with 2:11 left, they either elect to play conservative and continue to run the ball and just go into half down 20-7, or if they start throwing the ball and having some confidence in our quarterback.
Well, and I think Coweta defense sets up this time. Finally, they're setting up to defend the pass a little bit more, expecting a little bit more passing. And that's what led to some pretty good open holes there for Shaper Smith. He's able to pick up his first big, good, positive chunk. And if he just doesn't trip, he'd still be running, I think, after that one cutting right through the middle there. And we'll see what the Cardinals do as they come back out in their offensive set. Tillman in the game now at running back. Cardinals are going to run, I believe, tight end right. and 2 wide receivers. Boomer sets back, throws a swing pass out to Tillman. Tillman's got some yards now. He's got some room to run, and he's able to pick up 7, 8 yards now, and it's going to be 3rd down and 2. So a big chunky yardage gain right there. You could tell they were trying to get the ball to West, who was playing tight end kind of deceptively up the middle. Excuse me, but he was picked up well by Harrington up the middle. So Boomer went to the dump off, and it paid off.
Yeah, that was his kind of safety route. It looked like he was looking downfield, looking deep for one of his players. But I got to applaud the Coweta defensive backs. They haven't give the wide receivers for Collinsville any room.
Trips left for the Cardinals. Boomer has to shift around. It looks like Boomer's going to run. He picks up a pretty good block by Tillman up the field, and Tillman's still blocking for him as Boomer picks up another 12 yards for the Cardinal first down. So 1:21 left to go, and it's almost like these Cardinals, they need to be back against the wall in order to get some really good positive offensive drives. As we've seen that in Ulaga, we've seen that again here tonight.
Yeah, we'll have to see if they hang on to the ball. They can't have any turnovers, giving Coweta more momentum than they already have.
Yeah, their last drive down into deep Coweta territory, there was a fumble on the play. And we'll see if the Cardinals can find home this time as Boomer sets up in the shotgun. Going to be a quick handoff to Tillman. Tillman met by 3 defenders in the backfield. So I don't know if there was a little bit of miscommunication. I believe probably there was between Tillman and the linemen as they all shifted. They blocked down left, and Tillman ran right. So I believe it was probably supposed to be a counter play, and Tillman was supposed to follow to the left. And you just have a little bit of miscommunication, or the Coweta Tigers read it right. But under a minute now to go, and this Cardinal offense is going to have to hurry up if they're going to expect to get too many more plays before the half. Boomer's got time in the backfield. He's looking to run. He's going to try and make it out of bounds and pick up what he can. Boomer on the carry. He's able to pick up 2 yards, I believe. That's going to be 3rd down and 7 now for the Cardinals, with 42 seconds left to go in this first half with 2 timeouts.
And it looks like there could have been a late hit on that sideline. I know some of the fans were looking for that.
If you're the Cardinals right now, how important is it that you put points on the board before you go into half?
I think it's huge, but the thing is, Collinsville gets the ball to start the second half. So does that mean they elect to play more conservative?
Boomer looks to throw a quick. It looks like it was supposed to be a screen pass, and Boomer was just, I hope it was a screen, because all 4 defensive linemen were in Boomer's face, and he had to just throw it into the ground, and that brings up 4th down and 8.
Yeah,
so
I think he intentionally threw it in the ground there, saw Hayden West, had nowhere to go. He had like 4 guys around him, so just playing safe.
And some people will say, it's kind of just a really well-read play by the Tigers, as they were able just to get in Boomer's face enough they couldn't let that ball go, because if he lets that ball go and he's a little bit too high, that's going for 6 the other direction. So big 4th down and 8 now as Boomer fields it. The blitz is on, and it's just off the face mask of West. And that's the second big drop we've seen by these wide receivers of the Cardinals in kind of a big scenario there. And West just it looks like, again, like Erickson had, he's running up the field. He's ready to get the first down and just doesn't watch the ball quite all the way into his hands.
Yeah, and that's got to be frustrating for Boomer. He does finally get the chance to throw the ball, puts it right on the money, and then it's dropped.
And the Cardinals now, what do you think the Tigers are going to do? It looks like they're coming into their kneel-down stance. They'll take a 20-7 lead going into the half, as it's 33 seconds left to go in this first half, and they're taking a knee, hoping to run it out. I thought maybe you'd see them come out, try a big play, maybe try and just chunk it down the field. It seemed to be successful for them so far. As we'll go into halftime here, and they'll take one more knee. I believe they'll have to, nope. They will not have to take another knee, and I believe the Tigers are content with going into the halftime 20-7. The visiting Tigers up in front. We'll be back after this commercial break to recap that first half for you before the band plays. You're watching Cardinal TV.
Spartan College of Aeronautics and Technology's flight program is designed to get you flying in your first week. You can spend less time in lectures and more time practicing what you've learned, so you could be certified in only 12 months. Also, our degree graduates are able to go for their ATP certification with reduced flight hours. Train for a career as a cargo, corporate, or airline pilot. For more information on starting an exciting new career, go to spartan.edu.
And we're back, and kind of, as we mentioned, some air is kind of out of this stadium as the Cardinals head to their locker room down 20-7 in a game that they really expected to kind of control both sides of the ball. And really, if you look at it, the Cardinals not playing poorly, just missing 1 to 2 plays here, Logan. What's the key to Coweta's success so far?
Yeah, you saw in a previous possession they had Hayden West caught a pass. Next play there was a fumble. Really struggling to run the ball. Coweta really loading the box, daring the Cardinal coaching staff to throw the ball. When they have thrown the ball, they've had success other than, drops by the wide receiver. They've had 2, and that really hurts them. That makes them, they don't want to throw the ball when they do drop passes. Defensively for the Cardinals, they've just been beat on big plays. They've outplayed Coweta.
Yeah, you've seen really just a big throw there by Northern. Great throw and catch on a post for like a 60-yard touchdown. And then a 3rd down and long, and everybody in the world thought Lowe had tackled that was number 10, Harrington. And Harrington just able to power through it, and he's able to score on a 50-yard touchdown. And then the first touchdown they had was just a little bit of trickery as they had to do a toss back and a pass back and get everything set up. And so as we look at this entire setup, you see 4 plays, and we have to mention the Cardinals had a touchdown that was called back for a hold as well. So as you go into the locker room, kind of the air out of their lungs, what are you expecting the coaches to say coming back in the second half? Can you just say, hey, listen, big plays. If we just let up these, apart from 3 plays, we're killing them.
Yeah, they've got to install hope back into them, because you can just tell on the sideline of the Cardinals, they're just kind of deflated, just kind of blank look on their faces, all with their shoulders down, not standing up straight, not very confident in this game so far.
As we move to the halftime shows, real quick, we'll do a quick preview of the second half. What are you expecting in the second half to say?
Well, I expect them to come out and start to throw the ball a little bit more. They have to recognize that Coweta's been loading the box. You know they have, and I see them talking to the offensive line and kind of getting them fired up. Boomer really having no time in the backfield to sit back there in the pocket, and that's why I think they've kind of elected to run the ball a little bit more.
I think we'll see a lot of those quick passes maybe, getting that ball out of Boomer's hands. They tried a few screens, and so as we're excited, I want to take a quick second to mention the gold out tonight. Logan, what can you tell us about those gold tonight for the Cardinals?
Tonight it is Childhood Cancer Night. So the student section they all ordered shorts that say Cardinal Strong with gold ribbons on them. And you see right now 2 cancer survivors, I believe, out there for the Cardinals.
You see all these balloons getting ready to be released, and all the money coming out to Hannah's Helping Hands is what they're saying. So on the count of 3, we're going to see the balloon release. So a nice gesture there by the Collinsville community, as they all want to take time out a little bit to support these people going through some things that really most of us can only just imagine what it's like, especially being a kid, when your main concern should be just running around and having fun. You want to make sure that that these things are brought to light, and these survivors or these people battling that are encouraged, and the whole community comes out to support that. A great cause there for the Cardinals. So we talked about the first half. It's unfortunate, some big plays there by the Tigers, and as we go into this halftime show by the Coweta Tigers, and we'll have the halftime show by the Collinsville Cardinals. We'll come back after this. We got 17 minutes until that second half. We'll decide how this District 5A4 sets up for the rest of the season. You're watching Cardinal TV.
Spartan College of Aeronautics and Technology's flight program is designed to get you flying in your first week. You can spend less time in lectures and more time practicing what you've learned, so you could be certified in only 12 months. Also, our degree graduates are able to go for their ATP certification with reduced flight hours. Train for a career as a cargo, corporate, or airline pilot. For more information on starting an exciting new career, go to spartan.edu.
swear I do not sleep. I am 1,000 winds that blow. I am the diamond glint on snow. I am the sunlight on ripened grain. I am the gentle autumn rain. And when you wake in the morning's hush, I am the swift uplifting rush of quiet birds in circled flight. I am that shine at night. Do not stand at my grave and cry. I am not there. I did not die. All men have stars, but they are not the same for different people. You alone will have stars as no one else has them. In one of the stars I shall be living, laughing. And it will seem as if all the stars will be laughing when you look at the night sky. And when your sorrow is comforted, you will be content to have known you will always be my friend.
Spartan College of Aeronautics and Technology's flight program is designed to get you flying in your first week. You can spend less time in lectures and more time practicing what you've learned, so you could be certified in only 12 months. Also, our degree graduates are able to go for their ATP certification with reduced flight hours. Train for a career as a cargo, corporate, or airline pilot. For more information on starting an exciting new career, go to spartan.edu.
welcome to the field your very own Crimson Cadets. 2015 edition of Cadets is led by Field Commanders Nicole Schraub and Jacob Tyler. Directors for the Cadets are Mr. Rod Mackey, Mr. Bob Early, Mr. Tyler Simmons, and Color Guard Director Mr. Sam Blatchley. We hope you will enjoy watching each week as the Cadets build their 2015 competition show. Selections for this week include Out of the Waters, Journey Across the Sky, and our latest edition, Journey Through the Underworld. Our show is entitled Ra, the Egyptian Sun God. Ladies and gentlemen, the Collinsville Crimson Cadets.
Spartan College of Aeronautics and Technology's flight program is designed to get you flying in your first week. You can spend less time in lectures and more time practicing what you've learned, so you could be certified in only 12 months. Also, our degree graduates are able to go for their ATP certification with reduced flight hours. Train for a career as a cargo, corporate, or airline pilot. For more information on starting an exciting new career, go to spartan.edu.
And we're back to Collinsville High School as the Collinsville Cardinals. We had some really good display there by both bands. You've seen a lot of majesty, a lot of movement, a lot of shaking, and we'll see if we can get that much majesty out of this second half of the Cardinals offense and defense. We mentioned what happened in the first half. Let's give a quick recap of the first half. We're talking about big plays if you're talking about the first half.
Yeah, Coweta coming out, and they're calling everything in their playbook, mixing it up. A lot of trick plays. You saw they went for two their first score. That's why they have 20 and not 21. So really offensively for Coweta, they've been really open with the playbook. A lot of trickery. So that and I see them sticking to it the way that it's been successful. Defensively for the Cardinals, really solid when it's like short pass plays, running the ball, but they've had trouble with those trick plays. That one time where they threw it to the running back, then threw it back to the quarterback. Our defensive end on that side didn't stay home, and that's where you saw him get that wide open hole. They just really struggled with staying solid on, or they haven't been playing really conservative tonight, and that's where you see the success for the trick plays for Coweta. Offensively for the Cardinals, mainly running the ball, and Coweta's been loading the box. You see 7 guys up there all the time, and sometimes they're bringing 8 guys in the box. Their defensive backs are right outside the box. They're way pushed up there, daring Collinsville to throw the ball. But the one thing is when Collinsville step back to throw the ball, Seth Boomer has had no time. They've been bringing 5-6 guys, it seems like, on a blitz, and that's really hurt the Cardinals because Boomer hasn't had any time to set his feet and throw in the pocket. He's been on the run the whole time.
Yeah, we've had some success there by Coweta Tigers, but you see their big success has been 2 big passing plays and that 1 trick play. 1 passing play, a tough out route that we were almost certain he was on the ground, and he was able to power through and drive to the touchdown right there midway through the second quarter. And at the beginning of the second quarter, you saw them go for negative yardage on a fumble, come back. Northern just threw the ball up, and number 83, who's really been one of the players of the game for the Coweta Tigers offensively, Tristan Knowlton, was able to run under it. And you've seen they've tried to get that little skinny post to Tristan Knowlton a few times as they feel like it's a pretty big open space where Collinsville just can't quite defend as well as they'd like to.
Yeah, hopefully this second half you'll see a lot more of an open playbook for the Cardinals, and starting to find those holes where they've been loading 7-8 guys in the box, find those openings. And then defensively, they've just got to stay. They've been solid, but they've got to play more conservative. You see them coming on a blitz. I'd like to see him spy a little bit on Northern. He's got some wheels on him, and he's had a couple big run plays. So hopefully they can get all those kinks figured out, and we'll be in for an exciting second half.
Have you noticed anything? We've seen success in the passing game. Really good drives there, just kind of stalled by drop balls. We've seen 2 big drop balls hit right off the shoulder pads of the receivers. And as a quarterback, Boomer, do you just shake that off and say, hey, listen, we'll get that next time? See a lot of encouragement there by the Cardinals bench when we did have that fumble or we did have that miscommunication or there has been those drop balls. You think that's going to continue throughout the game? You think that encouragement there is going to bond this team together for the second half or break them apart?
Well, I think Boomer's got to be getting frustrated because they haven't had many chances to throw the ball. So when they are throwing the ball, they can't afford these drop passes. They've got to be solid, and that's something that you never see out of these Cardinal wide receivers is drop balls. They've always been really solid, and they've made up for the lack of size with how good their hands have been.
And you mentioned that the Cardinals not scoring there at the end going into the half. That would have been huge, but it's not so big because the Cardinals are on offense coming out in this second half. 10 seconds left before we get this second half started, and this is, again, the first district game that we play in 5A4 play. And tell me, how significant was the fact that the Cardinals won this last year, and that led to their success going into the playoffs?
Well, this really starts the season off. Hopefully the Cardinals can bounce back. Being 1-0 in district play to start off district gives you your four ahead of. You're tied for first with 4 teams, so you're already ahead of 4 teams, and that's huge. You just got to keep week after week just continually grinding.
Yeah, and you see both of these teams really want it, as both of these teams didn't look back after they won their after this match, as both had a really successful season, and the Tigers are set to kick off. Seen a lot of kind of onside kicks there, and they're going to call a penalty as they tried another trick play there. I don't know why. I'm confused there as far as how this is working, but
That'll be offsides.
it is offsides. But what happened is the kicker ran up to kick, and the running back, really, Taz Forn, went up there and he kicked it off instead. That's perfectly legal, but the kicker, number 22, he can't go in front of the line of scrimmage at that point. So they've done these blooping kicks the whole time. Now they've tried a different kind of blooping kick, and we've seen, because of the extra points, the kicker for the Tigers, Hunter Holmes, he can really kick. So he kicks a pretty good pretty good extra point, but it looks like we're just onside kicking all day here. Another short kick, and they're going to keep fair catching are the Cardinals. And that's a fair catch. The Cardinals are going to get favorable field position. That's number 23 for the Cardinals, Austin Roberts. And he's going to get, I don't know, I think they should call it a reception, you know. I mean, he fair caught it and catches it. Get your name on the stat line there.
Yeah, it'd be huge if the Cardinal offense could come out here and put together a good drive, march down the field, and put 7 points on the board.
Again, down 20-7 on we mentioned, again, big plays hurting the Cardinals, big plays helping the Tigers so far in that first half. And I thought the interesting thing was you see both teams really schemed up for different things. Like the Tigers were terrible against the run, so they packed the box. It looks like the Cardinals late to get out there, and they're going to start off with a dive, a fullback dive, and that's going to be to Rock Robbins, I believe, and he's going to pick up 5 quick yards. So running a little bit of a power eye. I thought they were going to be in a delay of game, but I think the official keeping the clock said that they started that play clock a little too fast there. And so 5 yards by Rock Robbins there. That's a good start for the running game of the Cardinals.
And I like to see it. The first half, a lot of just plain vanilla runs. Now starting to switch it up a little bit.
Good block there by Robbins, but a good defensive stand there on the guard, or by the nose tackle there for the Tigers. Knocks the guard back, and I believe that's Smith on the run. Is that what he said? No, Schaefer, excuse me. Schaefer Smith. That's my problem. Schaefer Smith on the run. He gains 1 right there after it looked like he had a big hole, but that was shut real quick. The Cardinals facing 3rd down and 4 here on their own 41-yard line, as we're just 1 minute down in this third quarter. Sticking with their power set, they're going to run 2 tight ends, 2 wide receivers, and Smith behind Boomer. It's going to be a quick out to Erickson. Erickson needs to make the edge, and it looks like he gets grabbed, but that's going to be a face mask penalty, I believe. He grabbed his face mask first. That head jerked down hard, but then he got his shoulder right after that. And everybody in the entire place knew what was about to be called. And you know what? Sometimes you do what you got to do.
Yeah, spun them around a little bit. But you see, really they've come out more creative with their offensive play calling.
Yeah, some fullback dives. We haven't seen a lot of that so far this season. And with the fullback dive, now you're gonna force some of those defensive linemen who've just been running past that fullback to have to check him now. So just 1 or 2 of those. They may not go for huge plays. They may not be the biggest gains of the game, but that sets you up for a little bit of where defensive line says, "Oh wait, I got to tackle him. Wait, Do I get the running back, fullback? And just get them questioning a little bit.
And that's where SkyTook really defeats teams. They might not be the better team, but the way their offense is run, kind of a triple option, you never know who has the ball.
A big roll out there by Boomer. He doesn't have quite the time to set, but he throws a big pass up to Erickson. And Erickson was trying to run through the official trying to get that ball. And it's just a little bit short there for Erickson as Boomer I think he just tried to throw it up and leave it for him.
And it looks like number 7, Colton, has limped off the field. I wonder if he pulled a muscle over there. You don't really see the training staff over.
Maybe just a little bit of cramps in that calf. He's been the starting cornerback. He's laid down now, and he's going to have somebody stretch him out. We'll keep a watch on that. Boomer with a hard count, and now he's changing things up a little bit. So I believe Coach Jones came in and said, hey, listen, these guys are being real aggressive. Let's start handing off to the fullback. Let's run a few hard count, and we'll march down the field with this.
Yeah, and that's something that we never saw the first half. Coweta really, like you said, really aggressive, and they've been getting in the backfield fast.
Yeah, and it's pretty easy to do that when you've got 6, 7 guys in the box and your DBs are not even 10 yards off your strong safety's 9 yards off the field. I mean, there's 9 guys in the box right now for Coweta. It's going to make it hard to run. Boomer scrambling, looks to throw it out of bounds. It gets deflected, but a good pass there, or good decision there by Boomer trying to throw it because he's just not able to get it out to Schaefer Smith, who was wide open. So packing the box like that, if you're a Boomer, you got to know if they're coming, they're coming. I got to get this ball out of my hands pretty quick. 3rd down and 5 now for the Cardinals, who've had a pretty decent drive here so far to start off the second half. Running the, Twins right to the short side of the field. Robbins is going to set in a wing set. A lot of players out here on the short side of the field. 9 seconds left to go as West shifts sides. Boomer snaps the ball. Tries to roll out, gets it out to Robbins. Robbins is met immediately, and well done by Austin Addington as Robbins shifts all the way across the field, the formation, and Boomer with somebody right in his face. Had to get rid of it immediately. Robbins is the only outlet right there, and a really well-read play by the Coweta defense is going to bring on the punting unit for the Cardinals. Kind of surprised the Cardinals are punting here, though, because they've really gone for it on 4th down and anything under 8 so far in this game. Coweta leaving their defense out there, trying to figure out, their coach is yelling at them, telling them what to do. There's nobody back right now for the Tigers, so they're just going to let him kick it however he can get it back there. High snap, picked up well, kicked kind of at an outside angle, and a good bounce there for the Cardinals, a really good bounce for the Cardinals, and a great punt and a good decision there by Coach Jones as it goes all the way down to the 5. Now, if the Cardinals can prevent a big play here, they've got some flip of the field position is what we like to call that.
Yeah, that'd be huge to come out, get a 3 and out, and hopefully get the ball on the opposing, or on the Tigers, in Tigers territory.
What are you expecting for the Tigers to come out here and do in the second half?
Well, they've had success with basically everything on offense for the most part, maybe small, shorter gains, but a lot of trick plays, but you saw him drop back to pass. We'll see if he takes off with his feet when he does.
It's going to be a run play into Foreign. Foreign finds a hole, tries to spin, but it's tackled immediately there. I believe that's Rock Robbins. And there's a fumble, and the Collinsville Cardinals have recovered. So Robbins forces a fumble, and now a big break for the Cardinals early in this second half, and they need to go and line up on the ball and just punch that ball in. So they'll pick up the ball down the 6-yard line, and I wasn't able to see it from here, but I can almost guarantee it was Rock Robbins with a stiff hit as Thorne tried to spin, and that's Thorne's, I believe that's Foreign. Sorry, not Thorne. Foreign's second fumble of the game. He was able to recover the first one, but that one right now very costly here, and it gives the Cardinals all the momentum here early in the third quarter as their offense has really kind of found some strides. Going in the power I set, they're going to go one tight end to the right. That's Levi Draper. Rock Robbins in the fullback set, and they're going to go straight up the middle. Finding a hole there is, I believe, that's Schaefer Smith. He gets 3 yards right there, which is hard sledding down here on the goal line. Looked like they'll pull him back, so it's gonna be second down from the 3 and goal for the Cardinals. Checking into the game for the Cardinals, Justin Collins brings the play in, and he'll go wide out to the left. Sticking in the power I set, Robbins behind Boomer. Boomer will go under center, Draper tight end to the right, and it looks like the Cardinals are just gonna man up and punch this ball in. Schaefer Smith met at the 1-yard line. He's diving, he sticks his arms out, and the officials got him down at the 1-inch line right now. There's a scramble for the ball as Smith tried to extend it across the goal line, and a player knocked it down after he was already well whistled down. So now it's 3rd down and 1 from the inch-yard line. I mean, I don't know. The official has to work hard to get it just right in the right position, and I wouldn't be surprised if they let Boomer just quarterback sneak this across the line. Do you think they got that in their repertoire, or you think they'll sit back and let Smith run it in?
I think they'll give it to Boomer, and if they don't, then it'll be going to Robbins. That's what I think.
Look at these short splits. It's only 6-inch splits. Goes back to Smith. Smith is met well in the backfield. So a loss of 3 there on the play. It's now going to be 4th down and goal from the 3-yard line. And Smith was met when he got the handoff. He was immediately met by the defender there, by Coweta. Great play, big play for Coweta there as that backs them up. I guess they're on the, says 3-yard line. They're on the 2-yard line. And Collinsville is going to take a timeout. Now 4th down, and the Coweta coaches all of a sudden some life in Coweta as they've had it sucked out of them so far this first 4.5 minutes of the second half.
Yeah, and it just seems like either the offensive line can't get a push off the off the ball, or it's just Coweta is just back. They've got, when you have 7 or 8 guys back there, you can't block that many, and they're shooting the gaps really hard.
Yeah, that looked like that came from an unblocked player on the outside. If Boomer holds onto that ball, and he could walk in the end zone. But they knew Boomer's not holding onto that ball. So we'll see if Coach Jones kind of keys in on that and tries to see if Boomer can roll out and make it in the end zone. Every time he's rolled out, he's been under pressure, but he's also been able to run that right back in. And now it's pay time as we're coming out of this timeout. The Cardinals really need to gain some yardage here. Need to get some points on the board here. 3rd down and 4. What are you seeing? What do you think Coach Jones is going to go to here?
Well, it's tough. 4 yards to go. I'd like to see a little play action. Maybe switch it up a little bit. Have them, the whole defensive line would collapse in. Then Boomer can roll out, a little rollout. Have Robbins, Levi, Grayson Boomer, one of the tight ends, rolling across the middle for a pass there.
We're going short splits again. Everybody's on the line of scrimmage. It's going to be a handoff to Schaefer Smith. He's driving, and I believe he's stopped short. So he stopped on the probably 6-inch yard line, and Smith can't believe it, and neither can the Cardinals. So a big stand there by the Tigers as they take over the ball just inside the 1-yard line. And we'll see what the Cardinals can do from here. So now you're looking to gain just a little bit of breathing room here. The last time they were back here, though, you saw a turnover by the Coweta Tigers. We'll see what they come up with right here. Their running game isn't really doing it for them, and it looks like Northern's going to be the lone back. So I wouldn't be surprised if they just let Northern run forward and try to get what he can. It's like Northern swings out to the right. He's going to throw it deep for Knowles. Knowles turns around, but there's a flag on the play. I believe it's pass interference, offensive, because Erickson was right there with Knowles. No, he's calling the official over, and he sets the ball down. I believe it looked like, not Knowles, excuse me, that's number 83, Tristan Knowlton. And it looked like Knowlton pushed off pretty hard on that spin around. And we'll get the official call here from the officials. Looks like it's against the Cardinals. So they're going to call it on Erickson and say Erickson was holding on a little bit too far. And that's a big, big play right there as now instead of being on the 1-foot yard line, the Tigers have sucked all the momentum there from the Cardinals.
I don't really understand that. I didn't see Erickson really touch him at all.
I believe it's not a spot foul, I don't think. At high school, it's a lot different than college, which is a lot different than the pros. So I believe they're just going to take the catch and deny the flag. I didn't see the official call here. But either way, we got first down and 10 from the 35. The Cardinals defense really needing to stop here with 7 minutes left to go in this third quarter. Northern now, he's going to try and run. He's met by big number 51, who's had his name called a ton tonight. That's Harrison on the play. And now we got multiple flags coming out as players are starting to push each other, and there's some excitement going on.
And Draper was the one who got pushed, and he shoved right back. He's not going to back down from that. And I'd be surprised if they would not call it on both. It has to be on both.
It looks like they're calling it on the Cardinals. It's going to be a personal foul on both sides. Offsetting penalties. They'll replay that
And
down,
Northern,
I believe.
Northern should have to go off the field. His helmet came off, so that means they're going to have to bring in the backup quarterback here.
So we've got the officials. They're going to call, I believe, it looked like Northern was down early. He drives and drives and drives, and I believe they're going to say he gained 5 yards. Now, if that's offsetting, they should have to replay the down. So it should be first down and 10 from the 35.
And we'll see if the Coach Benham brings the heat here, having the backup quarterback in there.
So they're going to explain this scenario now to both coaches, let them know who the infraction's on, and I believe, like I said, it should be first down and 10 for Coweta. I believe it just all those offsetting penalties in high school mean that's no play. But they've set the ball now like he gained 2 yards, so that would make it second down and 8. I'm trying to figure out exactly what the Coweta coaches are doing here and what the officials are going to call. All the officials standing on the ball. Believe they're going to say, okay, second down and 8. So the offsetting penalties, they were both dead ball is what they're saying. So because it's dead ball and offsetting, that play does stand. So now second down and 8. Backup quarterback coming into the game. He's already thrown a touchdown pass, Braden Calico right now. And the Cardinals bringing it from both sides. Calico's going to hand it off right up the middle. Pretty vanilla play. And he makes it right up the middle as that's number 36 for the Tigers, Cole Shannon. And he's had his name called a bunch. When you blitz both people on the outside, it leaves the middle open. One missed tackle, and he's got 30 yards.
And so this defense just not finding anything going for him this possession.
Northern checks back in the game. He's in the shotgun. Steps back. He's looking to pass. Checks for Ross. That's off. Big pass there to number 18 who with a diving catch. That's Fletcher Edwards on his first call of the night as he dives and makes the just pretty acrobatic catch right in front of the Collinsville defender. Collinsville right now needing a big stop from someone on their defense. They've had a few fumble problems, have the Coweta Tigers, and I'll be surprised if they don't keep it in the air here. Quick pass from Northern out again to number 18. Edwards, and he's able to make it past Tyler Forrest, and he's picking up positive yards again.
And Coweta just having their way with the Cardinal defense right now. Robbins is going to have to come out for a play with his, I think he had a chin strap malfunction, so.
Got the officials again. They're pulling a guard off now, too, from Coweta. I believe that maybe a blood situation. Something like that. I know it is an equipment issue. They're going to make him get off the field. Either that or they didn't throw a flag or anything, but he walked immediately back to the bench. So either he's bleeding, I believe he's bleeding. The trainers are looking at him right now trying to get that patched up. So after all that, it's going to be Northern in the shotgun. Second down and 3 from the 13. Coweta Tigers with all the momentum as they've come now. This would be a 99-yard drive. Northern's going to try and run. He's at the last second throws it to Ross, and Ross defended well that time by Forrest. And it's incomplete. Northern throws it just a little bit behind. Third down and 3.
And so now is when the Cardinal defense needs to dig in, and this would be a huge stop here after Coweta drove the length of the field. If they can slow them down here and get the ball back and start gaining momentum. Being down 20-7 with 6 minutes left, there's still a lot of time, and anything can happen. But on this drive, Coweta's really done a good job is just march right down the field, throwing the ball.
Northern going with a no-back set, throws it in for Ross, and Ross makes it right past, makes it look easy there with a big target. And that's going to be another touchdown for the Coweta Tigers, and they're going for 2. Trying to make it 28-7 here and trying to put a real big exclamation point on these Collinsville Cardinals. Northern steps back in, and looks like he's talking to the official maybe. Talking to them, trying to see, I don't know exactly what's going on. The play clock hadn't been started yet. So it looks like they're just kind of.
They're having the ball.
Oh, moved to hash.
Yeah.
So the ball now will be moved to the right hash. Twins right, big Zach Ross. Not Zach Ross there. Big Jake Ross there on the right side, split out. He'll be in the slot, and I wouldn't be surprised if Northern looks his way real quick. 2 tough, quick receivers on the left side. And we got some early movement now by both teams, but I believe they're going to get Rock Robbins for actually coming across the line of scrimmage. So he saw the motion coming out of the backfield, and that's going to make it now. It's going to go half the distance to the goal line. So now it's off the 1-yard line. So when it rains, it pours right now for the Cardinals, and they'll have to find some way to get some momentum back, and that would start with stuffing them here on this 2-point conversion. Motion again. A lot of heat on him, and Northern's able to make it out and around for the 2-point conversion as the defensive line just isn't able to bottle it up Northern. So now 5:56 left to go in the third quarter. It's 28-7, and what do you have to say about that 99-yard drive for the Coweta Tigers? What kind of statement do they make there?
Well, it kind of helped the pass interference and then the personal fouls, that offset, but just kind of a weird drive. It just seemed like they marched down the field really quickly, really no problems getting into the end zone. And the quarterback, Northern, for Coweta, he has done a really good job tonight. That drive really showing what he can do throwing the ball, and he possesses the threat of running the ball, and that's where he gets a lot of his receivers open. As you see, he drops back, and the pocket kind of collapses. He takes off, and he's probably like a yard short of the line of scrimmage, and so the players start to come up thinking he's running. That's where he finds his deep guys.
Yeah, we've seen that a bunch of times now where I almost about to say Northern takes off for the run, and he's real close to that line of scrimmage when he lets it go, and it's just hard as a defender. You know, what do you do in both situations? As Northern has done well on his feet, but he's also done really well so far through the air, and that's how he finds Ross wide open coming across the middle. So Collinsville now desperately needing to get something going offensively, and no fair catch this time for the Cardinals. Driving through is Roberts, and the ball's out is what I believe the Coweta Tigers say the ball's out every single time that that the Cardinals have it. So the coaching staff jumps up and down there in the middle of the field half the time, and they're pumped up. But it seems like every play they're like, blah, blah, you know. But hey, they've been successful so far tonight defensively, and they've been able to shut down the Cardinals except for just one play, and it looks like the Cardinals offensively getting all the way down to the 1-inch yard line, and just a few setbacks now, and now they find themselves as a 14-point swing there as they were shut down on the 1-inch yard line, and the Coweta Tigers made them pay for it.
Yeah, and we'll see if this offense can come out and put a drive together and get back on the board. They've really struggled this game other than the one touchdown they had where they could march down the field.
So a good sweep, kind of a little run sweep there. West finds a little bit of running room up the middle. He'll get 4 yards on the first down. Again, you mentioned it is 28-7. And all you need is just a few plays for the Cardinals to really make it back into this game, and plenty of time left to go.
Yeah, and they still electing to run the ball, trying to change it up a little bit, but time's going to be their worst enemy right now, and they're going to have to start opening up the playbook and start throwing the ball.
Yeah, you can see the Tigers are all still real aggressive, still blitzing. Good pickup by the offensive line, and Erickson finds himself wide open on the 50-yard line. And that's a big play there by Boomer. And I thought Erickson was going to keep running forever. A little bit too many jukes in that boy.
Yeah, but it's good to see that they're starting to throw the balls. And 50-yard line, 5 minutes left, down by 21 points. It's high school football. You never know what's going to happen. Like you said, a couple good plays, and they're right back in this game.
Yeah, we've seen the big plays so far benefit the Coweta Tigers, as that's really what they've been. Had one good drive there, that last drive, but big plays apart from that have gotten them all their points. Boomer lets it go. Another quick pass. Erickson's able to get that one in this time, and Erickson makes some good moves. Boomer with two guys in his face lets it go between them, and the Boomer-Erickson combination, I think on the exact same play, picks up another first down and 10. Just like that, the Cardinals are back driving.
Something to watch. It seems like on that far side, the defensive backs are about 10 yards off, and so we'll see if they go to some short routes, maybe some like bubble screens, if you want to call it that. See if they start and force the DBs to press up a little bit. It looks like, yeah, they're still about 10 yards off.
And you see Colton now, he still hasn't checked back in the game as the starting cornerback. Schaefer now gets the rock, and you'll see Schaefer starting to get a little bit, Smith, starting to get a little bit more holes there as he picks up 3 yards, and the Coweta Tigers just can't keep going 8 guys in the box if the Cardinals are able to pass all over. So Boomer's going to set up in the backfield. He's going to be all by himself. He sends Smith out to the right, trips left for Boomer, and I bet they're bringing some pressure here are the Tigers. A good chip block, expecting Boomer to run, it looks like, and Boomer's going to be horse-collared now, and that's going to add another 15 yards. So a good run down there by the defensive lineman. That's number 77, Garrett Taylor, who's had a pretty good night as an interior defensive lineman. But you can't grab him by the back of that and yank him down. Really, that's going to be the difference right there. And another 15 yards for the Cardinals. And now the Cardinals, so far in the second half offensively, have been able to drive, just haven't been able to punch it in.
And, yeah, you saw, like, last possession, they were on the 1-yard line, couldn't get the ball in. And that's a huge penalty, 15 yards, and they're in the red zone. Yeah.
Another 15 yards. You saw the Cardinals give 15 yards in that last drive, really give like 30 yards because it was a spot foul in that pass interference. But the Cardinals now able to give, I'm sorry, not a spot foul. They elected to take the reception there on that pass interference. But now the Cardinals driving, and these 15 yards are going to start stacking up. Cardinals with the out route now, and to Erickson again, and Erickson able to break up, and he's going to be inside the 10. The Cardinals in familiar territory so far this second half. The offense really driving, and they're at the 8-yard line. First and goal for the Cardinals. What do you think Coach Jones is going to say a little bit differently here on this goal line stand? Do you think he's going to be able to stick through the air, or do you think he's going to try and run a bit here and keep the defense on their heels?
I think he might run a little bit, but hopefully they have a little like short slant route, something right across, right over the middle, since they're bringing so much heat from the inside linebackers.
Seems like Coach Jones on the same page as you, as now the I formation comes in with one tight end, and they're going to give it to Smith, who has to juke in the hole, and he's met quickly. That's getting number 50. That's a big guy. We've called his name a lot tonight, Tucker Meredith, and he's going to stop him for maybe a 1-yard gain, I believe. So it's hard sledding right now for Schaefer Smith. He's going to have to find a hole and hit it, as he's getting hit pretty quickly.
Yeah, and you can just look at these Cardinal players, and all of them just seem to be hanging their head, just kind of no emotion from them right now. And hopefully if they can punch it in the end zone here, start to see some emotion come back.
Yeah, you saw some big momentum and kind of get crushed there after that first drive. Now we're back inside the 10, and they really need to pick up something. A big play there by Lowe, who passes it into Boomer. So Boomer with the touchdown has another little bit of razzle-dazzle as Lowe picks up his first touchdown pass.
And you saw Seth Boomer go to jump up in the air, and he knocked Sam West down.
So an exciting drive there is able to get picked up, and the Cardinals have some discord there, getting everybody on the field for him. So with 2:41 in the third quarter, the Cardinals Hadley on to try and make it just a 2-possession game. Hadley's up. That's in and good. So just like that, the Cardinals, who've had offense this entire second half, find a way to get it in, almost pull in a playbook from what the Tigers have done tonight. And it's hilarious now. We have 3 different players throw touchdown passes, and one of them's not even the starting quarterback. Or one of the starting quarterbacks, Boomer, hasn't even thrown a touchdown pass. So 3 different players throwing touchdown passes so far, 2 of which aren't even quarterbacks.
Yeah.
That'll kind of tell you how crazy sometimes high school football can get and what you have to do in district play in order to achieve success.
Yeah. We'll see if the Cardinals elect to onside kicking. You know, Coweta has to be looking for it, but
still a ton of time left on this. All you need is one good stop and you score, and it's an easy ball game from here. The Cardinals so far in the second half have shown that their halftime adjustments have been huge so far. What do you think Coach Jones told them at halftime offensively to where they've been really apart? We're talking if they score on that 1-inch yard line, if the official sees it just a little bit different, says Schaefer Smith makes it in, you're now talking even if Coweta comes down and crams it down their throat and scores, it's 21-28, and you got a game on your hands. So apart from that, what did Coach Jones tell the offense at halftime to really get them going? Seems like they can't be stopped either.
Well, he probably just told them, I don't really know what you tell them. They'd just been struggling running the ball, and they just kept electing to run the ball. Now you see them opening up the playbook.
A good deep kick there by Hadley and a great tackle by Schaefer Smith, and it looks like it's going to go even further back as there's a flag on the play. I believe that's going to be a hold on number 11 of the Tigers. I think that's what he's calling there, but a great tackle there by Schaefer Smith. So kind of a frustrating night for Smith. Illegal block in the back, on number 11 there. Kind of frustrating night running for Smith, but, man, he's played well in special teams and on the defense as we see him get 4 or 5 tackles tonight. Just really great tackles. Way to be there at the right time.
Yeah, and that's really kind of jump-started the defense. Coming out first possession, he had 2 tackles, and he came on a blitz and disrupted the play. So Schaefer Smith's been all over the field on the defensive end.
Now the Tigers find themselves up against their goal line. This is where they seem to have the most success, actually, so far tonight, is when they have to make big plays or they have to make long drives. So they're going no backs in the backfield, 5 wide receivers. I wouldn't be surprised if Northern runs around a little bit and then chunks it up for like an out route or a post, as that's been pretty open. Looks like a quick out to number 8, and he's going to be real close to the first down. I believe they're going to give him the first down. So see what the sideline sets up. I believe second down and 2. I was looking at the official up there. Second down and 2, so a gain of 8 right there on a quick out and a well-designed play. And number 36 checks back in the game, Cole Shannon for the Tigers. Last time they had this set, he ran right up the middle for a gain of 30. Looks like it's going to be Northern up the middle this time. He's going to get the first down, but he's met quickly by Rock Robbins and number 43 for the Cardinals, Arnold, but not before he gains 2 yards, and it's going to be 1st and 10. Coweta Tigers right at their 20-yard line. So a hard first 10 yards gained after the block in the back for the Tigers, and they're sticking to their twins, two receivers on each side, and they're going to let Northern try and throw the rock. Northern sets up, slings one right into the middle. Open is number 10, and he's been real good at shucking off players so far tonight, but he doesn't make it out of the grips of Tyler Forrest tonight. That's number 10, Corden Harrington, and you see the Cardinals right there only rushing 3 players. Northern has all night to kind of find Harrington right there, and it makes it difficult for a defensive back to stay with a wide receiver for that long.
Yeah, now you see some trickery. Number 70 lined out on the left side.
So and you've seen this before. It's 3 down linemen and linebacker, or the outside linemen have set up on the outside, and they're just going to block. So that goes into number 8, and that's read pretty well by Levi Draper, but not before number 8, Josh Davis, is able to get another first down. So from the 29-yard line, the Coweta Tigers driving again, and it looks like they've brought their tackles back in. And they're going to go with the traditional set. Northern's back. It's got to be a pass play or a run by Northern as the running back set way up in front of Northern. Northern goes to swing it out. Tries to throw it to Ross. Through Ross's hands. And it's intercepted. So intercepted by Brandon Lowe off the hands of Ross. And the significance of that is Northern's first interception of the season. So we're in their 3rd game. That's his first intercepted pass throw. And Lowe brings it up. Comes in big for the Cardinals right there. And the Cardinals now have to go 80 yards, and they're going to look to see if they can't cut this lead even further.
And this would be huge. Go march down the field. There's still 13 minutes left, 21 seconds, so still a lot of game to play. And that's 14 points. So if they were to go down to score here, have about 11 minutes left, it's a ball game.
Boomer sets up in the shotgun, trips to his right. Boomer looks to the trips, throws it for West, who's wide open in the middle. And again, West just jukes a little bit too much. But he's able, but not. He's tackled, but he's not able to break that first tackle. Picks up 11 yards, does West, and now he's checked out. And Boomer, with just, you give him half a second, he's going to be able to find somebody. What do you see from Boomer on that throw right there?
Great read there. He saw the defensive back probably 5-10 yards behind Sam West and just elected to throw to him. A good heads-up play.
Trips left now for Boomer. He's got Shaper Smith in the backfield. Quick motion by West. Boomer's going to throw again. He eludes a tackler, and now Boomer's going to run. He tucks it down, and Boomer's going to keep getting yardage. Boomer steps out of bounds at the 49, 50-yard line for the Cardinals, and now Boomer's showing what he can do with his legs with 44 seconds left to go in this third quarter.
So that's huge on the 50-yard line, and they're really moving the ball well now that they're starting to throw the ball, kind of keeping Coweta guessing.
And you have to kind of wonder if they'd gotten in on that 1 foot yard line, what different game it'd be right now. Just a 1 inch, couple inches there for the Cardinals right now could be a big difference. But the Cardinals now driving. Their offense really the entire second half has worn down this defense. And Boomer loses the ball, but he's able to jump back on it. But he tried to throw, thought twice about it, went to tuck, couldn't grip. But now he's lost 8 yards.
No,
so
they just called an incomplete pass, so I think that was a little bit of a blessing there.
In the pros, his hand was going forward. They would have called it an incomplete pass, but, man, that's awful close because it looked like what
kind of brought it down a little bit, and then it kind of slipped out
And
there.
the thing that you'll have to look at, though, is whether it went forward or not. That's what they're looking for because if that goes sideways when he tries to grip it or goes straight down, that's not considered it's considered a fumble or a lateral pass, which is live ball. Motion now, 2nd down and 10. Boomer from the shotgun. It's going to be a run into Smith. And I'll tell you what, the defensive ends are still closing down hard. And you could tell all they did all week was stop the run, stop the run, stop the run. So the Cardinals now go into the air and 3rd down and 10 from midfield. So I would be surprised if Coach Jones even runs maybe 4 running plays here in this fourth quarter. And I bet he sticks to the air because the Tigers really, they're set up to stop the run, and that's what they've been doing tonight. 4 seconds left. Boomer gets this will be the last play of the third quarter. Boomer throwing down the middle. He's got a wide open West. The West almost hit each other on the route, but he finds number 13, Sam West, and just like that, the Cardinals within 1 score of the Coweta Tigers.
And that's huge. 12 minutes left in this game, and they're only down by 7 points, so all the momentum back on the Cardinals sideline.
I'll tell you right now, Hayden West thought he overthrew him. He was going for that ball hard, and he was looking at Boomer like, I'm not that tall. He didn't see Sam West coming right behind him saying, hey, watch me. I got this. Hadley on for the extra point. It's not pretty, but it's up and in and good. So it's the senior Sam West able to walk in there and really affect the outcome of this game. Another big play now, as that's what the Cardinals have been really the name of this game so far for both teams. All right, we're going to go to a commercial break, and we'll be back to do this, give you a quick recap of what's happened in the fourth quarter after this. You're watching Cardinal TV.
Spartan College of Aeronautics and Technology's flight program is designed to get you flying in your first week. You can spend less time in lectures and more time practicing what you've learned, so you could be certified in only 12 months. Also, our degree graduates are able to go for their ATP certification with reduced flight hours. Train for a career as a cargo, corporate, or airline pilot. For more information on starting an exciting new career, go to spartan.edu.
And we're back with the fourth quarter. So, fourth quarter at home, the Cardinals down 7. Really, they haven't really stopped neither defense, who was dominant in the first half, both defenses, except for a few big plays for the Coweta Tigers. Both defenses now kind of inept. They can't stop. So, big adjustments offensively for both teams. What do you think the Cardinals are going to have to do to make a good stop here as they're coming in to play defense?
They're going to have to make sure they just play solid. They've got to kind of limit those big plays. Coweta now kind of they're ahead, but kind of back against the wall. So we'll see if they bring out more trickery.
Hadley in to take the kick. Hadley kicks it deep. And you always want to have the kick returners have to backpedal. That's never something as a kick returner you want to do. A lot of pushing and shoving right now. There's a lot of players on the field, coaches on the field splitting players up. There's 3 different flags on the play. And I can only imagine, based on what I've seen here, I believe that's going to be Tristan Castillo is going to get called for a 15-yard penalty that's going to be added on.
It has to be both, though, because Castillo got hit in the back after he had that push. So I don't know. And you never know if they're going to have – there could be ejections. I know there wasn't punches thrown, but –
there was a flag well before that, too. So that's going to be dead ball, whatever that is. So you're looking at 2 potential penalties here for both teams. And the quarterback, Boomer, trying to settle down Castillo, trying to talk to him about what he's got to do to get things set up. And, again, we don't know whether Castillo is the instigator. I imagine something happened before that, but – the officials conferring over it, trying to get things figured out. And we'll get the call here.
And they're going to bring Coach Jones in there to talk about it.
I imagine they're going to talk to both coaches now because there's been a few pushing and shoving on both sides. We've already had offsetting penalties for dead ball and sportsmanlike conduct. So the officials telling them right now they're going to take a second and say, hey, listen, we got to get this under wraps, coach, and we got to get it under wraps now. So I don't know what he's telling them as far as what they're expecting from the players. He may be giving the coach kind of an option as to what's going to happen. I don't believe that coach was able to elect to do anything, but they're going to talk to both coaches. They're going to talk to Coach Wilkinson of the Tigers, and the official's going to go over there. He's really going to let them. He's going to let them both know, hey, you need to settle your squad down. You need to settle your people. And I'll tell you right now, 3 different coaches are going to talk to Castillo, and it's not looking too hot for him. I'm going to try and figure out exactly what's going to go on here.
He's up here with the coaching staff. I wonder if they're going to eject him.
It looks like they're pointing to where he has to go. I think they said he needs to go off the field, but what they're going to do instead is they're going to put him out to the side. So I believe they're going to have Castillo is going to have to leave the field for the Cardinals. I didn't see anybody ejected for the Tigers, though.
Here's the call from the head official.
Dead ball against Coweta, and there's going to be a dead ball personal foul against the Cardinals. So they're going to eject. I believe they're offsetting penalties. It's going to be a first down for the Tigers. I didn't see anybody booted for the Tigers. I don't know, though. They talked to him. And there's a few guys who took their helmet off immediately over there, so I don't know how they do it with the visiting team. I mean, I guess you can't eject him, but I think he said there was an ejection resulting from the Cardinals. So I know Castillo's ejected. Didn't see anybody for the Tigers, but Northern now sets up, and it looks like they're going to go to Ross, try and get him some receptions early, and try and see if they can't build a drive and stop this momentum for the Cardinals. Ross is able to pick up 8 yards on the first down. And the Tigers driving. So the Cardinals, the last couple times they've been able to stop this Tigers drive, it was due to turnovers. And we'll see if they can't continue that moving forward. Northern now, it's going to be a sweep. No, Northern's going to hold on to the ball. And he fumbles. We got a lot of fumble, and it looks like Collinsville's on it. There's a lot of pushing back and forth from both teams. No officials called yet.
Arnold's signaling.
And the ball comes out. Rock Robbins has it. So a late call by the officials, and they're just going to go with Rock Robbins had the ball, and they saw it come down. So the the Cardinals again on another turnover. That's the 5th turnover by this Coweta Tiger team. Excuse me, the 5th fumble, but the only the 4th turnover by this Tigers team, is they had 2 turnovers to start the game, and they've had a fumble-itis, I guess, on their side of the field. And we'll see if the Cardinals can come out and now see if they can tie this up.
So we don't know how many fumbles Northern's had on the season. He's thrown 1 pick. That's a fumble tonight. So Northern, the senior leader for Coweta, doing a poor job having ball security.
Under center is Boomer, and it looks like he's going to fake the handoff to Robbins. And Boomer's got spin. He's got some wheels. He's going to keep running. Picks up a block from Forrest. He's dancing down the sideline. The official hasn't called him out of bounds. And just like that, Seth Boomer with the wheels and some razzle-dazzle.
Holy cow.
And it's now 27-28. The Cardinals with some life.
And this stadium has erupted now. Cardinals have a chance to tie the game, and they've scored in a matter of 2 minutes. They have 2 touchdowns in 2 minutes.
So 21 unanswered points. It's now we're just 1 minute into this wild 4th quarter. 21 unanswered points for the 20 unanswered points. Hadley's going to try to make it 21 for the Cardinals since 5 minutes left to go in the 3rd quarter.
And that's definitely going on the highlight reel of Seth Boomer.
21 points in 6 minutes for the Cardinals, and just like that, everything felt like it was slipping away. And you just can't quit on high school sports. I mean, it gets crazy. 1 turnover here, 1 big pass there, and 21 unanswered points for these Cardinals. I hate to keep harping on it, but it was 7-28 just a blink ago.
Yeah, it's crazy to think that Collinsville was just down, like you said, 28-7. Now it's all 28-28. It's been a crazy game. Coweta coming out that first half really dominated. The scoreboard show they dominated. Now Collinsville's back in the game, and it can go either way. The Coweta sideline is deflated. Collinsville's all ready to go. If I was Coach Jones, everything's going your way right now. Why not try an onside kick?
Way too much time left for that.
Well, the way the defense has been playing the second half, you never know. Everything's going your way.
You better watch out, because I'm telling you right now, all the stops right now for this defense have been on turnovers. So they worked on their strip drill, and I guarantee that Coach Wilkinson over there has looked at every single one of his running backs and his quarterback and said, hold on to the ball. Don't fight for those extra yards. Hold on the ball. Hold on the ball. Hold on the ball. Because that's another turnover, and I can tell you right now, Hadley's not about to kick an onside kick.
Well, he is a soccer player, so
I would be shocked. I would be absolutely shocked. But I've been shocked right now. He does give a little pooch kick in there, and that's picked up by Calico. Calico's met immediately by number 33 for the Cardinals, Hayden West. And you can tell Hayden West was excited to make the tackle, but boy, that was a big collision he took right there.
So now the defense gets to go back on the field after being energized by the fumble recovery. And I think Boomer still needs an oxygen tank over on the sideline.
Yeah, Boomer's getting a lot of exciting pumps, but he knows he's still got a lot of sledding left to do. This Tiger offense is not one to slouch on. They've been having some good drives, and they just sat down for a little bit. And I guarantee they've had a good talking to, and we'll see if they don't throw it. There's a receiver wide open right now in the set. I'm surprised Northern didn't release already. Northern trying to throw it to somebody, finds Ross, and the big Ross it's pretty easy. Ross gets up, and he's kicking a player right now, and it looks like they're going to eject one of the Cardinals as Ross is on his back, and I believe they're going to say Ross was down for a little bit, and he started kicking. That's number 6 for the Cardinals, starting safety Chandler Cole. And I'll be surprised if there's not some more ejections. The Coweta Tigers can't really go without Ross.
And that'd be
here,
huge.
But if they eject Cole and Ross, that's huge for both teams. I'll be surprised if there's not some ejections, as now this is another unsportsmanlike dead ball penalty, and the officials just talked to both these teams about this.
Yeah, I wonder if they'll even give a sideline warning, too. They might have a 15-yard penalty on the sideline.
We'll see. All I know, Ross was tackled. He was tackled out of bounds. There was a little bit of pushing and shoving. Ross was kicking. I saw Ross kick, and covering him was Chandler Cole. So the official looked, and he pointed like he's going to eject some people. Dead ball against Ross. Dead ball against Cole. Those penalties are going to be offsetting, and I don't think we're having any ejections. So
That's surprising.
they're dead balls, so Ross will get the first down. It's going to be first down and 10. Ross is noticeably limping now. I don't know if he's just trying to sell the fact he was hurt or if he's actually injured. Cole will have to settle down a little bit himself. Both these players getting heated as the Tigers have let up a 21-point lead, but their offense is now driving with the ball and 10:49 left to go. I'll be surprised, again, I'm saying surprised. I'll be surprised if we make it out of this game without a few more ejections.
I'm trying to look. They're
Real tight wings on both sides. They're not spread out, so we'll see if the Cardinals can figure out what these wings are trying to do as Northern sets back. And he's going to do a quick sweep out to number 10, who's been great this entire game. That's number 10, a little bit of more trickery, Corden Harrington. And we got some more pushing and shoving
and
here.
they had a missed holding call. Rock Robbins got spun around. His jersey was all the way out from his shoulder pads. I'm surprised they missed that.
So some not really trickery there, but just some change of direction right there. And Harrington on a big gain for the Tigers.
And they're 5 wide now.
Northern back, the lone back. The Cardinals are only going to send 3, maybe 4. And another quick out route, and he's thrown out of bounds by Tyler Forrest. So a bang play there. And Davis picks up 6 more yards. Looks like the Tigers are going to keep that up tempo. They do have number 36 on the field. That's Cole Shannon, and he's going to be in the backfield now as he was split out wide earlier. So Cole Shannon set way up in front of Northern, so unless he's running a little sweep route, he's definitely passing. Northern looks to pass. Northern with the happy feet. Northern throws it, and he's tackled as soon as he throws it. Rock Robbins was held, and he catches Northern. And as Northern goes to throw it, Rock Robbins makes him throw it completely sideways. So Robbins able to fight through 2 different players and able to really affect the play right there, and that's going to send the Tigers back another 10 yards. I believe they're going to accept that penalty, and it's going to be second down and 14 for the Tigers. We're going to see what the coaches elect to do here. I believe they're talking to Robbins himself about it, saying, hey, if you want to take some time and adjust your socks, we're going to walk him back about 10 yards, and we'll get to play again.
And they still have third down on the, 3rd and 20. So I guess a loss of down plus the.
He's saying that would be a 15-yard. Yeah, so it should be second down and 14. I don't know. It is marked off as 20, but so they marked off 15 yards there. Maybe it's a spot foul, and he was in the backfield. I believe that, or maybe a spot foul, and that's where he held him because it looked like something like that. Quick motion again by Harrington. It looks like he's going to pass. Lowe's out there, and it's almost intercepted.
It's
in the hands of Chandler Cole, and Chandler Cole is headed for the end zone if he picks that off. It's in his hands.
And I don't know where the flag flew in. I wonder if
Lowe right now was defending. He's going for the ball, so I'll be real surprised because Lowe is going back for the ball, and Harrington runs right into him and doesn't allow him to get a chance at the ball. Now, if you're Cole, that's another big miss opportunity right there, and you get a chance to be a hero right there if you're Cole. So you see a little bit of penalties. We'll see if they accept it or they decline. I imagine that they'll accept the penalty and make it second down and 45, I believe is what it would be here.
And it looks like they're one to talk it over with the officials, but
the officials are just trying to check in with Rock Robbins as to what he wants. They're going to accept the penalty. I believe it's going to be a 15-yard penalty, so that would make it. Nope, they're going to decline the penalty. And they're going to make it third down, so third down and 20 now.
And I think that's a smart play because the way they've had big plays tonight and the trick plays they've been running, make it third down, give them one less down.
So Lowe's set way back. The Cardinal defensive backs are set way back, trying to make sure there's no big play. And Northern's going to be faced with 3 people in front of him. Lowe needs to get this tackle of Harrington, and they both miss it. And Harrington now is going to go all the way down for a touchdown. So the Cardinal tackled each other off of Harrington, and Harrington with another big play as it looks like he's going to go down. Two Collinsville defenders collide and knock each other off of Harrington, and Harrington walks in for a touchdown and 34 points. Another big play right there on a sure stop for the Cardinal defense, and that just sucks the wind right out of the Cardinals.
Yeah, and I thought he was going to be 10 yards short of the first down, be fourth down, and Collinsville was going to get the ball back. Now they're up 7 points.
And just like that, the pressure gets back on the Collinsville Cardinal offense, and it's an even game right now. They're offensively going tit for tat as it looks like the defenders need to talk to each other about who you're supposed to tackle. You'd want them to be able to hit the right player, but Harrington just was spinning at the right time, and they were able to, the Cardinals defenders collide with each other and fall off of Harrington right there. So another unfortunate play there by the Cardinals, but you know, you knew the Tigers were going to come out, they're going to play tough, and they were going to put together a good drive. And we're got a ball game on our hands with 10 minutes left to go in this fourth quarter. There's going to be some excitement here coming in these last 10 minutes. So it's kind of just another simple out route. You want them to be able to break up and make that tackle there. And again, like I said, just unfortunate two guys hitting each other. But you keep having that kind of big play if you're the Cardinal defense. And they were already playing cautious. Everybody broke up to the ball, did what they were supposed to, and just Harrington tonight has just had a way of breaking tackles from the Cardinal defenders. I bet that's his third big play, off a broken tackle. So he's had 2 touchdowns tonight off of big broken tackles where you thought he was going down any second, and he's able just to drive his legs and keep it going. So good on Harrington. He'll probably get the player of the game after those 2 things, because now he's got the Cardinals up on the ropes, down 7 with 10 minutes left to go. And it's a short onside kick, and that's going to be fair caught by Forrest. And again, a little bit of pushing and shoving now, and the coaches from the Coweta able to wrangle that one in as it's fair caught. The whistle's blue and some shoving still. So the Cardinal offense, who's been unstoppable so far except for that first initial drive in this second half, they've been just driving it down the throats of this Tiger defense, and we'll see if they can do it again. Down 7 with 10 minutes left to go.
Yeah, and they've really drove the ball. They played well offensively this second half, so I don't think to see anything different. We'll see if they can just march right down the field again.
And unfortunately, you look back at that last drive, you think, man, they could have had an interception. There was a few opportunities for bigger plays right there, and it's just different things that don't allow the Cardinals to do what they need to do. Quick toss out to Forrest. Boomer making it happen again with his legs, and Forrest moves well up the sidelines, and he's going to gain 5 yards. So I believe that was supposed to be a screen pass that Boomer just couldn't throw because there was too much congestion, and he makes things happen with his legs as he rolls out, and they're able to pick up 5 yards on just a real quick pass. But the Cardinals now, I don't think they've had a play go for negative yards here in this second half, except for on the 1 yard line earlier in this half. Boomer sets up. He's looking to run. He gets face mask,
and there comes the flag.
And they're going to call that because it just whipped his head all the way around, and that made it to where they could sack him. So exciting news there for the Tigers, but that's going to be a pretty devastating penalty for the Tiger defense. I believe number 44 goes limping off for the Tigers. That's Zane Davis. He's played the entire time as defensive line, and they had to pull in big number 78, Dakota McCaleb comes in for him, and we'll see if the Cardinals can exploit that, especially after a 15-yard gain. Why is he called second down? They called a face mask.
Well, I believe it was just a 5-yard face mask penalty. I believe there's different from pulling it and then
Well, they didn't get any yards on the play, and they didn't get any They didn't gain any yards on the play, and they didn't get to replay the down. So it's now 2nd down and 4, and there's going to be a hold now for the Cardinals. So this is kind of a negative thing right there, is the Cardinals still having some problems covering Garrett Taylor on the defensive line there for the Tigers. There's 2 different penalties now. I believe they're both going to be holding on the Cardinals. So the Cardinals now are going to be faced with 2nd down and 15 as the penalties moving forward and backward at the same time. Excuse me, 2nd down and 20. That's a spot foul, so it's going to be from the spot of the hold. And they're calling that one they're calling it from the deepest hold spot. So now it's going to be 2nd down and 23, I believe, maybe 25. So a huge penalty makes it from 2nd down and 4 to 2nd down and 25. So that's a 21-yard penalty right there on the hold against the Cardinals when they really need to have some offensive possession.
And it really seems like this quarter, the time's been taken so slowly. Still 9:18 left, so still a lot of game to play.
Yeah, a lot of big plays back and forth and a lot of penalties. Boomer's going to set back, and he's going to look to run again, and he's going to tuck the ball, hopefully, and he's going to run for another probably 10 yards, it looks like. He's at the 30-yard line, so he's able to pick up a big chunk of that penalty, but it's going to be 3rd down now and 15 for the Cardinals. So Boomer really making it happen with his legs, but right now you got to get something downfield on this 3rd and 16.
And you see Sam West in the game, Brett Erickson, Hayden West, and Tyler Forrest. Hayden West, Brett Erickson, and Sam West, 3 guys that you've seen him throw to tonight.
The Tigers have been coming every time. They send the blitz right up the middle. Really picked up well by Schaefer Smith, but Boomer's gotten to. He falls backwards as he throws it and is not able to make it to Erickson. So the Cardinals now 4th down and 16. They're going to have to punt to a hot Coweta Tigers offense. And we'll see if the Cardinal defense can step up to the challenge like they did so many times in the first half, but haven't quite been able to do this so far the second half. 8:35 left to go in this game. 7-point game. 35-28. Coweta on top of the Cardinals in this first game of District 4A3, and the Tigers take a timeout. I don't know if they may not have had the block on like they wanted. It looks like maybe they're trying to block or something of that nature. And we have a timeout with 8:35 left to go in this game. The officials are going to slow it down yet again, as you said. Some good timeouts. And we're going to go to a quick commercial break. Do we have the ability to do that?
Yeah.
You want to go to a quick commercial break? Let's go to a quick commercial break here, as we don't know how long this timeout's going to be. We'll line up for the punt after this. You're watching Cardinal TV.
Spartan College of Aeronautics and Technology's flight program is designed to get you flying in your first week. You can spend less time in lectures and more time practicing what you've learned, so you could be certified in only 12 months. Also, our degree graduates are able to go for their ATP certification with reduced flight hours. Train for a career as a cargo, corporate, or airline pilot. For more information on starting an exciting new career, go to spartan.edu.
And we're back at Collinsville High School as the Cardinals are going to have to punt on 4th down and 16. And we've seen some big punts tonight from the Cardinals and some good bounces. Another pretty good bounce. Not quite the punt in the air he wanted, but a good bounce. And the Coweta will get 1st and 10 from their own 36-yard line. And with 8:27 seconds left to go, you got to have a stop here pretty soon by the Cardinal defense. They can't allow them to go down and score.
Yeah, it's got to be a big defensive stance. There's still a lot of time on this clock, but if they were to march down the field here, this game would probably be out of reach.
No. The Cardinals scored 21 points in 6 minutes.
That's true,
Just
but
a second ago.
From the previous possession with the Cardinals, they're going to struggle. They're going to have to start throwing the ball. You really can't afford to run the ball unless you just see something you really like.
Yeah, and Boomer's still making it happen with his feet. Again, penalties crushing the Cardinals as they had a 21-yard penalty on that last drive. As they start off in defense, Northern is going to try and he's going to hand it off. It looks like a lot of people are trying to strip the ball. A quick quick whistle now by the officials. I'm sure again, we talked about Coach Wilkinson told his guys, hey, you cover the ball and you do what you need to do. And so Shannon double hand covers that one as he goes into traffic, and he's only able to pick up 1 to 2 yards there. And second down and 9 with the clock running just under 8 minutes. Up 7 is Coweta. Northern. Imagine you'll see Northern run some here as they try and kick some of the clock off. Northern with a big throw. He's over the head of number 18, Fletcher Edwards. And Edwards was open. A little bit of miscommunication there between the defensive backs and Marcus Tillman, who as a linebacker probably shouldn't be that far out there covering Edwards. So you got to think somebody somewhere kind of mixed up a little bit. But we'll see now, third down and 9, so some quick work here. This is where the defense has struggled, and you need a big stop here by the Cardinals. Northern steps back to pass. He's looking at Ross.
Pocket's collapsing.
And now pocket's collapsing. He's going to run, and he just shakes one too many tackles, and Tillman doesn't get him in enough time. Northern's able to pick up about 12 yards right there, and it's a first down. So a big pickup there by Northern, as he's done so many times here in the second half. He's able to find a little wiggle room, and in the open field, he's pretty hard to take down.
And you saw Arnold kind of spying there, just kind of missed the tackle, and he was able to break free, and that would have been a huge tackle there. He just stopped him about 5 yards short.
Yeah, it's tough to make that tackle in that wide open field as you're a linebacker, but see Northern now, he's a design run. He steps back out, cuts back, and he's able to spin and pick up 9 yards on his own. So with nothing there, Northern's making something happen, and it looks like Coach Wilkinson is content with letting this clock run, and we'll see what we can get as far as rushing. Well, I say that, then they go to their up-tempo offense where they're not moving, where they're set up pretty fast. So quick stack over here to the right, a 2-receiver stack. Northern in the shotgun. And Ross there, real tight end on the right side of the line of scrimmage. It's like Northern's going to run again. He's tried to find some open running room. He's able to get the first down. 43 for the Cardinals. That's Arnold. He met him hard in the hole, but I believe they're going to say he just got enough for the first down. So another first down for the Cardinals, and that clock will continue to tick now. Right after they set the chains and the officials start it, we're now at 6:38. The Cardinals down 7, really needing to stop right now against this surging Tiger offense. Excuse me. The Cardinals really they're going with a 3-man set, so they only have 5 men in the box right now, and it's 5-on-6 in the box as far as blockers. So if Northern keeps running, it's 5-on-7, and it's going to be pretty tough for them to block it.
Yeah, had a receiver wide open, just missed the throw, and it seems like there's been a lot of, I don't know if it was miscommunication in the defensive backfield, or it's just they're sending guys later or off the line and no one's picking them up.
Well, that's a delay from the back in the backfield. He ran right through the middle and came up front. That the linebacker's going to have to try and pick him up next time. And the safety needs to be over the top, depending on, it looked like they were in zone right there. Northern with an easy handoff up to, I believe that's Shannon. And now the Tigers again, they're going to face 3rd and long. And because of that incomplete pass, the clock is just now under 6 minutes. So I'll be surprised if we don't see Northern trying to work some of his quick little shifty move magic to try and keep this clock going, as well as pick up the first down. Both the last times the Cardinals had him at 3rd and long, they were able to pick it up on Northern moving with his feet. Looks like an offense. It looks like they're looking to pass right now. A real quick trying to get a hard count. Northern slings it. There's just off the hands right now, and it would have been a real acrobatic catch by number 18, Fletcher Edwards.
And he had that one acrobatic catch earlier, diving across the field over midfield.
It's 4th down and 8, and Coach Wilkinson's going to keep his offense on the field. I'm surprised with the clock stopped that he doesn't punt now and try to stick the Cardinals deep. He's got confidence in his offense right now, and he's going to see if they can't pick up these yardage. I'd be surprised if he doesn't go to Ross or number 10 down here, Harrington, who's been all over the field tonight.
Yeah, keep an eye on Ross.
You got a blitz by the Cardinals. Northern, it looked like he was past the line of scrimmage even, but that's going to go well outside. No penalty flags down, and the Cardinal defense holds. So now 5:29 left to go in this game. The Cardinals down 7. Their offense, who just has one drive that's been stopped so far this whole second half, or stalled, let's say, as they had the other one stopped, but it was on the 1-inch yard line. And the Cardinals with the offense, they've got the time. They've got the ability really to make a statement right now on this offensive drive. What do you think they'll do here on this offensive drive? Is you've got plenty of time. You can run, you can pass. Anything's kind of open to you right now. The playbook's wide open, but you really want to start building some momentum for your team.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they do try and run it a little bit. Still loading the box. Look, they're bringing their linebackers up. It looks like they're bringing one right up the middle.
Boy, if he threw that out route early. Finds West and a quick, easy in, and West just needs to get up the field sometimes. That drives me crazy because he jukes about 6 times and he gets tackled from behind. But a good move there, and he's able to cross midfield. That's going to be a 1st down and 10, right at midfield. And with 5:22 left to go, it looks like the Cardinals' plan is to pass.
Yeah, and that's a smart plan. The way Seth Boomer's been slinging the ball this second half, they really have confidence in him, and he's really going through his reads well, getting the wide receiver the ball, the wide open wide receiver.
Yeah, and some of these are going to take a little bit of time to materialize. You see, they'll run an out route combination. This time he goes straight to the out route of Forrest. Forrest is wide open. And if Forrest doesn't trip right there juking, again, Forrest, if he just kept running, he juked himself. He just tackled himself. And I'll tell you, number 26 for the Tigers, Seth McManus, is happy because he's been juked out of his socks twice tonight. And McManus is actually going off the field right now. His coach didn't really like his break up to the ball right there. And he was like, hey, man, let's get something straight. You know, you're going to have to – it's going to take some work to get up there. So the Cardinals now driving, down 7, 4:40 left to go in this game. And they're inside within striking distance in the 35-yard line. Erickson in motion. Boomer sets back, and he's going to be – he's got an open field here. He's looking to throw. Throws across the field. Finds an open West. Boy, a dangerous throw there as Harrington was closing in quick. So Boomer throws it across the field. And they didn't really give him forward progress there. I thought for sure he'd crossed the 25-yard line.
There they go. Now they give him that yard.
Okay, I was about to say, he got tackled backwards real hard. So it's going to be a 2nd down and inches.
1st down. They're signaling first, so they'll move the chains.
We'll see. The linesman signaling 1st down from here. We're going to see what the officials are calling 1st down. All right. So he wanted to look at it, take a quick look. It's a 1st down and 10. Boomer making some things happen with his feet, and you got to watch out for those holds now, as that one clearly wasn't. The offensive lineman really knew what he was doing. He shoved him just at the right time, just out of the grips of Boomer. So Boomer now had trips left. Now he sends Erickson off to the right, and Smith behind him. West now in motion. Boomer steps back. The blitz is on. Gets it up and out of bounds. That's a good quick out to Forrest again. So Forrest with a quick out, and he's going to pick up another 1st down. And the Cardinals now can't be stopped. They're within special striking distance right now, as they're within the 20. They're in the 14-yard line, I believe.
And it looks like Boomer's been picking on, it was number 26, McManus, but now it's 21, Craven.
Yeah, they pulled Craven in and set McManus down. They didn't like some of the stuff he was doing, but he's finding some good stuff there where Craven's at.
Craven's on that right side.
Quick run now by Smith. Smith has some open field. Smith with a cut and a spin on nobody, but he falls down right now at the 2-yard line. So I don't know why he was spinning there, but he decided that spin is what he needed to do in order to juke Colton. And I thought he was about to just truck stick Colton for a touchdown. But now the Cardinals 1st and goal on the 2-yard line. And I'll be surprised. You see all that passing's going to set up. Now the defenders are running upfield a little bit too much. You'll see Smith get those wide open holes.
Yeah, it looks like they brought Rock Robbins and Levi Draper into the game. And now
the Coweta Tigers, they're going to use their 2nd timeout of this half. They're going to be left with 1 after this, as the Cardinals now surging inside the 2-yard line. And we're going to see if they can't punch it in here, as this has kind of been a position where they struggled the 1st time, 2nd time in, no problem. And now we have this 3rd time where 3 minutes left to go in this game, and you kind of got to wonder, hey, it's go time right now.
Yeah. Last time we saw him get in on the goal line, this time the 2-yard line. Last time was the 1-yard line. Took him 3 plays, and they still couldn't get it in.
4 plays.
Four
yeah.
plays. But so we'll see what they decide to do here. You saw earlier in the game they went with a fullback dive, and they had success on that. They picked up 5 yards, but and they still have the option of Boomer keeping it with Rock Robbins behind him. Rock Robbins is going to push the pile, so Boomer could just snap it and have Rock just pick him up and just kind of push him into the end zone.
I kind of wonder, you mentioned they probably should have sneaked right there, but you see it at all levels of football where if you're having success running the football, you'll give it to your running back and say, hey, he should be able to have a hole, and sometimes one guy makes it through. Now you're looking at, 3 yards further back. So it looks like Boomer's going to go under center in an I formation. Rock Robbins is the running back. Levi Draper is the tight end, and they were trying to hard snap it, and the guard got a little bit antsy. So the Cardinals now, again, penalties hurting the Cardinals as they're going to go back to the 7-yard line. Still first and goal from the 7-yard line, but, man, as an offensive lineman, that's what you're basically known for now. The only time they really call your number is when you did something wrong on the offensive line. And so everybody in the world knows that's unfortunate, but I bet he gets one of the best blocks right now in his career right now as he tries to make up for that. I'm telling you right now, watch that left guard, watch him shut down whoever comes right in front of him as he looks to kind of rectify what he's doing. Run play into Smith. Smith's met in the backfield. He's spinning. He's trying to push for extra yards. I believe he's going to pick up 2 yards there. It's going to make 2nd down and goal from the 5-yard line, and this is a place where I believe Collinsville felt pretty comfortable with passing the ball as well as running. So we'll see what they plan here. The playbook's wide open to them, kind of as it has been before. We see Coweta stacking the box when the Cardinals go that fullback pro I set. Coweta's stacking the box every single time, and now the Cardinals switch it up to 2 tight end set. Rock Robbins to your left, Levi Draper to your right. Boomer snaps it. He's looking to throw. Tries to sling it out, and it's intercepted. So he's trying to find Levi Draper. He never even saw. That's number 4, Austin Addington. So Addington with a huge interception, but he's outside. So now it's going to be on the 1-yard line. 2:36 left to go. The Cardinals have 3 timeouts, and unfortunately, just a great red route by Addington as he stepped right in front of that. That wasn't even his guy out there, and he just was able to step right in front of there. So the first real mistake there by Boomer, and that's going to be costly for the Cardinals. Boomer upset with himself, but if you look right now, the Cardinals just a few decent stops. One person makes it up the field, and you're looking at
safety, 2 points, and the ball back with 2:30 probably on the clock. So you never know.
3 timeouts for the Cardinals are going to help him out here, and it looks like the Tigers are going to go with their first 4-back set, I think. I think Northern's in there somewhere. We got 3 backs in the backfield to the left, and Northern's just going to try and get as many yards as he can. He drives all the way up to the 4-yard line. So Northern with a big push right there, and he's able to get a little bit of breathing room there. And the Tigers call a timeout. So for some, maybe the official pointed the wrong direction, but I'm fairly certain Coweta didn't. I was about to say, I'm fairly certain Coweta didn't call a timeout, but the official signaled that. So that's a timeout, Collinsville. So with 2:30 left to go, 2 more stops here for the Cardinals, and almost no time off the clock, and Boomer have another chance. But not allowing that first down is going to be imperative for the Cardinal defense here.
Yeah, once that first down's given up, there's 25 seconds on the play clock. So say it takes 5 seconds to start the play clock. That's just from the time the play ends to the end of the play clock. That's 30 seconds, 4 plays. That's 2 minutes right there. Depending on how long the plays last, they're in some trouble if they don't get this stop right here.
Yeah, and as always, Logan does better math than me. It took me a while to figure out even what he was talking about right there, and he's doing the math for you, so you don't have to. But 2:30 left in this game, 2 timeouts left for the Cardinals. They really need to get a stop here. 2nd down and 6 for the Coweta Tigers as Northern sets up in the shotgun, and he's still got 2 backs out to the left, and Twins left, 1 receiver out to the right. Northern tried to shuffle somebody in. He's going to try and run it this time, and he's going to be tackled for no gain right there as there was some big miscommunication and a quick timeout by the Cardinals. So what you really need right now, they've had some big fumbles here. The Tigers had a lot of fumbles and a lot of turnovers off of that so far in the second half. And if you're the Cardinals, a big turnover would really help. But 3rd down and 5, if you stop them here, you know they're going to punt. And you got the chance to really capitalize on just a really great drive, but an unfortunate interception right there by Boomer.
Yeah, it looked like he was getting pressured and he saw something through it, and then the DB just read that perfectly and cut right up there and got the ball. It almost looked like he dropped it. I didn't know he carried it in.
It looked like he rolled on top of it, but maybe that's just the homebodies that we are sometimes. We just assume, oh, no, I didn't catch it, Like, they've had some great catches so far tonight for the Coweta Tigers, and we're going to hope right here on 3rd down and 5 that they're not able to get one of those out routes or break open a little something. Really, I wouldn't be surprised if the coach just says, hey, Northern, we're going to let you try and get those 5 yards. We're going to do everything we can. We're going to spread them out, and then we're going to let you try and push for those 5 yards as best we can. If you don't get it, hey, we play good defense. So the way Northern's playing tonight, I wouldn't be surprised if they let him have the ball. But they've also got Ross checked back in the game, and Northern's in the shotgun. Northern will step back. He's going to run it. So it's a designed quarterback run. Northern tries to get the edge, and it looks like he's going to get it. It's going to be really close, but, yeah, I believe he got it by 2 yards there. And so a designed out run there, and Draper's not quite able to get out there in time. So the first down's achieved by Northern. So now the play clock will run, the game clock will run, and the Cardinals are going to be faced with a must stop, must strip, or have a big play there at the end of the game, much like we faced in Oologah. Northern sets back as we're under 2 minutes to go. Northern sets back in the shotgun. And Northern looks, okay, he's going to design a run. I thought he was looking to pass. And Northern cuts it back up the middle. He's tackled pretty quickly there. That's number 51 again. That's Jacob Harrison. We've called his name a lot tonight. And the clock continues to run for the Cardinals. Clock's reset. Play clock starts. And we're going to, after the end of this play, we're going to be under 1 minute. The Tigers, I believe, are going to just take their time. And I believe there's a 5-second difference. So at the end of this play, before we start the next play, it's going to be under 1 minute left to go in this game. I thought the Cardinals still had one timeout, but they would have used it right now. I believe one of the times they motioned for it to be a Coweta timeout. It was actually the Cardinals timeout. So Northern again with the carry. Now we're just under 1 minute. And it's going to bring up 3rd down and 5 for the Tigers.
And that's going to put the game out of reach, I believe.
Well, they have the clock isn't stopped, and the officials have stopped. So I don't know. The officials stopped the clock. So it's an official timeout here for something, but the clock kept running.
Levi Draper's bleeding off his knee, so that's why they pulled him out of there.
They're going to have to reset the game clock, and I believe it should be 52 seconds here, but I don't think they saw it, so they may just put 45 seconds on the clock. I don't know. So they're going to pull Levi Draper. There's 36 seconds on the game clock right now. I don't know. They're saying 43 seconds. So they're sending somebody up. They're trying to send somebody in the play clock. They'll reset the play clock. I believe he's saying 53 seconds. So 53 seconds. I thought it was 52. 53 seconds on the play clock is what they're calling. 48 is what he put up. Maybe 48 is what they wanted. Maybe he was doing 8 like that, 4 and then 8. Either way, 48 seconds left to go. As soon as we snap this, it's going to be 25 seconds on the clock. I'm sure they'll take all of it. And it's going to leave the Cardinals with 20 seconds left to go off 4th down.
That kind of hurts because the play clock was already down to like 18 or something like that, and then they reset the play clock so that starts up. So this game's going to be out of reach.
No, they'll have to punt. Depending on what happens, they'll call their timeout. Yeah, it looks like it is going to be probably out of reach right here. They can call their timeout. They can take a knee right here, and that's going to be the end of this game, I believe, for the Cardinals. Well, actually, I'm sorry. The play clock won't start because it was a timeout, so it's a stoppage of play.
So they'll
have to run one more play.
They'll need the ball, and then it's
Yeah. So as we look for kind of what we expect to happen right here for the Cardinals, as we look back in this fourth quarter, the Cardinals just coming. First of all, they go down 7-28. They come back to make it 28-28. They let up a touchdown. They have 2 drives in this second half. One interception in the end zone, another one stopped on the 1-inch yard line, and they're allowing one big play off a missed tackle. There's another touchdown that's been called back for a holding. The Cardinals really right now, they really only have kind of themselves to blame for just a little bit of unfortunate plays here and there have led to the ending being like this. And the play clock didn't start, so we're going to have a little bit of should be running the play clock and the game clock. I believe the officials are letting it run right now, so it doesn't really matter. Yeah, he's going to run it right now, and both teams have met at center field. We had a lot of pushing and shoving. Hopefully this can be a pretty good meet at the middle of the field here, and everybody can have their good sportsmanlike conduct. We're going to do a quick commercial break. We'll be back to recap what happened here in this first game of the District 5A4 district between Collinsville Cardinals and Coweta Tigers. We'll be back after this. You're watching Cardinal TV.
Spartan College of Aeronautics and Technology's flight program is designed to get you flying in your first week. You can spend less time in lectures and more time practicing what you've learned, so you could be certified in only 12 months. Also, our degree graduates are able to go for their ATP certification with reduced flight hours. Train for a career as a cargo, corporate, or airline pilot. For more information on starting an exciting new career, go to spartan.edu.
And we're back at Salif Field. Collinsville Cardinals going down in a tough-fought battle there. They had to battle from behind for most of the game there. And in 6 minutes, man, they really poured it on. But after that, they stalled out right on the end zone. You saw, again, I hate to harp on it, but an interception in the end zone, stopped on the 1-foot yard line. What are a few ways that this I mean, you blink twice, it goes 1 inch one way, 1 inch the other, and all of a sudden it's a completely different team celebrating. What do you see from the Cardinals tonight?
Yeah, I think a lot of these Cardinal fans feel like they won the game. You think Schaefer Smith was down there and 1 yard line, probably the 1 inch line, and they couldn't get the ball in. So there's 7 points there. Then the interception down here in the end zone. Boomer gets pressured. There's 7 more points. That I know Coweta had their fair share of turnovers, but it felt like Collinsville could get down. They would drive the length of the field, and they'd get down there. Then they would have a turnover. And that just really hurt the Cardinals. Big plays is the main thing. Coweta had a lot of big plays. Although they had, was it 4 turnovers?
Yeah, 4 different turnovers.
4 turnovers. They trick plays really played a key play in this game tonight where that was the big momentum shifter for the Tigers.
So the Cardinals now 0-1 in district. Don't worry about their overall record, as we mentioned early on. Really, the district play. This time last year, Coweta was facing 0-1 in district, and they were still co-champions. So a lot of season left to play, especially in the district. If you're Coach Jones, you're harping on that, and you're just telling your team, we're going to watch some good film tomorrow, and we'll move forward, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's still a lot of season left. They go at Tahlequah next week. That's a very winnable game. So there's a lot more season left. They can't hang their heads. I know they're 1-3, a lot of expectations coming in, but they've still got a lot of football left.
And again, you mentioned how these teams really battled. They both worked really hard tonight, and the Cardinals had every opportunity out there, and they were just coming up a little bit short. They had an interception be dropped. They've had a few different things that we didn't even mention where this is a totally different game if just one thing falls here and there. So a little unlucky tonight for the Cardinals. They'll fall to 0-1 in the district, and the Coweta Tigers will take a 1-0 lead in the district, and we'll see how the district forms up next week as the Cardinals take on the Tahlequah Tigers. Thanks for joining us tonight. You're watching Cardinal TV.